hone your skills as well. So you kind of see a trend towards it, and I'm not surprised, of course, being such a competitive person as well. Device, I think it was badminton
for him. Olaf was football. It's like
mad,
they were really, really good, and then they got injured, so they played video games for a bit, and turned out they were really good at that as well.
What a surprise.
Or in fact, maybe they weren't. They just made sure they were good in the end of it. It's all about discipline at the end of the day. And then you think, of course, there's that 10,000 hour theory out there, which I heard brought up in the Olaf Meister thing, where they were like, I'm pretty sure he's well over 10,000
definitely
at this point.
By now, my lord. But no, I
think it might be knife time. All right, so we are kicking off with this one. As we stated already, Dignitas up against Virtus.pro. Virtus.pro are out of the running. They are out of the opportunity to play out and get themselves to North America for the offline finals, and they are no longer going to have an opportunity at that $250,000.
Yeah, so knife going to go down, and it's going to be Dignitas to pick it up, so they at least get their comfort side to begin on, which will be a nice little bit of buffer for them. They don't probably have much comfort currently in this lineup just yet, as it is still relatively, you can see the G2 logo with AZ already in place. So you can imagine this is going to be a little bit more arduous to work on, and it does seem as though they are getting themselves prepared here. So yeah, curious to see how this one goes down.
Okay, so we're going to be jumping into this one then to see how Dignitas fare. They had the choice of side, did opt for T. I don't think there's too many surprises there. The majority of people, especially in my experience, the Scandinavians definitely preferring to jump on that T side first. Sometimes we see a North American team throw a CT side into the mix. But here we go. All the same, we have seen 3 Kevlars on one side, 2 kits as well for VP. Of course, that rotate time can be a little long. It's good to have kits on either side. Does mean we can have a couple of vulnerable CTs. But all the same, Dignitas do have MSL on a Tech 9. They haven't opted to throw that Tech 9 over to an Armored Man. That could mean spell trouble for MSL. Look at that, down to 5 points of help already. Taz, the same, in fact, one better. AZ catches him out through the wall to finish that one, and now Neo looking to resurge through. But the T side have managed to wrap quite nicely, and they've got full control, and I say that, 3 bodies drop in 3 seconds, and all onto Pasha on the rotate.
And I absolutely love that split, going through drop then and just applying the pressure, kind of closing in towards that A side, and it's worked out. They've got the plant, 4 players alive as well, and that's just brilliant stuff from them. So going straight into for the rifle here, AZ, not messing around at all. I guess why not? SMG coming out for MSL. Seeing what they're going to invest into here. And for Virtus.pro, they're going to force into this to some degree. We've got the CZs, 5.7s, a hell of a lot of armor as well. So they're going to try and do a hell of a lot of damage, or at least as much as possible.
It makes sense. And of course, keeping that Battleground cushy on Snacks, just in case they want to go for something special if the round does go their way. Still, AZ with a fast nade up towards drop. Nothing really going to be coming of that one, but instead we do see VP go for a 4-1 stack, putting all their bodies on towards B. As I say that, though, I think Taz has had the call from Neo and rotated.
Now, last time I watched this, Neo was outstanding at playing long. This was something that really caught my eye. Now, whether or not he has that sort of performance again, up in the air, but certainly showed some real prowess at it. And he will be the man to make first contact here. Does get the tag towards Kievi, but not going to follow up too comfortably. And they will be able to get towards the side, but Taz can do a little touch of damage.
Yeah, Kievi does have an AK, and he is down very, very low. I'll be surprised if he tries to pass that off to one of those SMG players, but in the meantime, we are seeing Tensky open up onto Taz. The bodies are going to continue to pile up, as now just Snacks and Pasha remain for VP, and Config has just walked all the way around. He's done the call, completely cleared the site, and now Snacks is cowering in a very vulnerable location, just trying to hide it out. And towards that cupboard, he's going to be vulnerable from 2 locations very, very soon. I'm almost certain Dignitas know where he is. In fact, they are. Config just pre-fires around the corner with the stylish Mac-10. Is going to net his team a second round.
So far in the first 2 rounds, only losing 1 player. Their economy is going to be, quite robust by the time it comes in towards, when Virtus.pro can actually buy up here. Great start for Dignitas to just build off the back of this. And of course, this round is going to be almost null and void for Virtus.pro. Just maybe a P250, a nade, something, a dash of something. But maybe a stack here or there. I'd quite like to see them fully stack B maybe. And it looks like that's the plan. Last time they did leave Neo over by long and, put Taz kind of close by. But there's really no point by now. If they can get some guns away, that'd be absolutely phenomenal. But it's going to be a tough one, and you can see the commitment. They're flashing in, but there's a massive stack here, and actually Neo's got a great opportunity. Round the back, it's one, and they haven't seen him. Tensky hasn't turned around. That's a second. Neo is doing serious damage, and for some reason, apparently, he's invisible to these guys. Oh my god, Neo! How do you get away with that?
Active camo. He was just hiding. He was just completely invisible to his opponents. 3, we said, can he take some weapons away? And just by he didn't move, his hands was off. WSND finds 3 kills with the USP, and of course, that does show the prowess of a silencer, and maybe a couple of unsuspecting Danes helped out as well, but still big stuff coming out from Neo. And I mean, you said they weren't going to get much. Neo proves us wrong.
Yeah, Neo just has enough of that. I guess that's the power of the full stack. I'm glad to see him joining them over by B that time. But
check
still.
your corners, Dignitas.
All right, let's see how this one goes. It seems like a bit more of a standard start from Dignitas now, just kind of spreading out throughout the map. AZ being left to solo out on B, just keep them busy. Make sure they don't stack out anywhere. Taz and Neo, however, have pushed up long. Taz is going to be sitting fairly far up there by the haystacks. And Tensky is not far off. 4 players now from Dignitas have maneuvered over towards A. Snacks is rotating through as well. So it does seem as though First Pro might have a good idea on what's coming their way very, very soon. However, there's many mollies. They can clear the corners on Dignitas. And I'm hoping these flashes are going to help him out here because Taz is going to be the point man on this. I
like Taz's position. Completely invulnerable to those flashes. Very pinpoint, precise. Finds 2. Isn't going to expect a third, understandably, as Config does manage to net that kill, but it's not going to be too much, just a little pinprick so far as it's left down to AZ. He was the man left to his own devices on B, and he has managed to find some success, but he has 2 players to find, and that bomb is firmly within the Polish side's grasp.
Pasha just going to be holding this one. Snack's going to position up that he can't flank around the side as well, and they can just wait this out. Now, the bomb is in such a dire place, unless you're going to see something outstanding from AZ. That was a really well played out round from Virtus Pro, and predominantly, Neo and Taz, great cohesion, great kind of teamwork, chemistry out on long there on A, just really creating that crossfire.
I love Taz's positioning as well. Because of his positioning, of course, he was pretty much untouchable by those flashes which would have caught him on any other angle unless he was facing the wall. The problem, of course, being that little kind of strand of wood, managing to evade that one. So that's very good positioning from Taz. It's not something you can get away with a second time, though.
Oh, definitely not. That was what I was about to say. But then again, now that he's always going to have to check that. So we see often more than not Neo just kind of soloing it out. And actually, that's exactly what we've got here. Taz is kind of sitting close, but Pasha's made it up on towards that platform. Going to tuck himself into the corner now. Dignitas are looking like they're going to do a standard play out. Flashes, smokes all over. Now they've blinded up Pasha. He's going to see one cross. He fired. No one noticed it. Finally, they turn attention. MSL would be traded out on, but this is great play from Dignitas, just landing these shots back to back, clearing out the side. Now Virtus Pro are close. Neotaz aren't far away, but then again, neither are Dig.
Yeah, it looks like Dignitas need to start checking their corners a little off. That's twice now already, just 4 rounds in, and I'm going to come back to that because Kierby's found 1. AZ finds his 3rd in that round as he does just prove why he is such hot property at the moment in the CSGO scene. That's going to be 4-1 then, as Dignitas do find their 4th. An important round, and AZ's already really demonstrating his prowess at the top of the scoreboard. 10 frags, just 5 rounds in, is pretty remarkable.
And I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Pasha just going for the Mag 7 yet or something like that. He loves holding that platform push out really close by, and especially if he has trouble kind of holding the platform if the T's are constantly getting it. And now AZ's given us a masterclass in how to overtake that, so I'd be curious to see if he goes for it, but still. First Pro, minimal to work with again. Last time around, Neo just shut me the hell up by sitting down and being the ultimate ninja.
Yeah.
Not probably going to be the case this time. You can see Dignitas just slowly taking themselves through the map, checking corners. These mollies are going to be utilized to clear out every single corner possible, but a good little boost there. Going to put Snacks up on top, but AZ cleans him out real comfortably. Going to note there's going to be another player that boosts him. And this should be comfortable, but just got a little costly.
Yeah, should being the operative word. Does manage to pick that one up, and now we see another dink come in. We did see MSL chunk down quite considerably, and Taz finishes the job. So now we're looking at a 3v2, and VP are making these very meager buys, a P250 and a USP between them, and they've managed to make it count. Taz's Deagle did only net him 1, and Skierby finishes the job with a bullet to his head, and that's going to be Dignitas finding their 5th. Cost them 2 lives, though, and 2 rifles as well. And so VP kind of finding more success in the less than ideal buys. And that's going to be just the one for VP. Another tough buy for them as well.
Yeah, so already the problem with VP is, as you said, the economy is looking pretty dire. Dignitas, when they're winning out these rounds, even if they're going into these full sides, they've been keeping, what, 3 players alive for the last 2 rounds? So they haven't had to repurchase as much as you could imagine, even though they've been going to those all-in B plays, which is kind of, quite a risky one. But again, 4 players now towards A. They kind of keep switching back and forward, and it's been working perfectly. This time it's a little more investment from Virtus Pro. You can see the P250, CZs here. A little touch of armor even for Taz as well. So, last time they did pick up a good couple of kills off the back of this, but AZ being such a linchpin here, he's making it so much hard work for Virtus Pro to even get around the back and find a little angle. Yeah,
I do feel like I haven't seen many rifles in the entirety of this game for VP. Certainly has been the case, and now we're going to be seeing Dignitas already just kind of whittling away at what the Polish side has brought into the fray. Going to be taking it nice and slow, and understandably so. The bomb is in the hands of Config, and that's more towards doors, in fact, as that's actually going to be a very nice play from Dignitas, a poor read from VP. Whichever way you cut it, it is going to be a rather open and vulnerable A site unless Neo can do something rather miraculous.
He turns the flash well, gets caught by the second, but he is right around them. Not going to get a chance for it, and slowly but surely, T-side are building up, but a good little peek from Bialy. The smoke was really quite late towards that cross then, which does allow a little bit of damage to come in. Taz gets down MSL. This is needless amounts of damage here. He's got a rifle to boot, armor. He spots one on the cross. Where was that shot though, Taz? You could have done so much more, but the bomb was loose in a dire predicament. But still, the rifles just pay out in the end, but it got a little too dangerous for what it could have been.
3 rounds now out of the 6 that Dignitas have acquired where it felt messy. You had Neo picking up that ridiculous 3K with a USP. You had Pasha who was hiding in the corner for a long time on platform. And the third time just there where you saw 3 rifles slip away from Dignitas.
And this is where I think we're going to see the kind of issue that Dignitas are still a relatively new lineup. That's the thing, you know, they're going to say, okay, well, let's work A, you know, 4 players go to A, play it slow, you know, AZ just chill out by B. But no one's going to have those drilled in smokes. No one's going to be like, okay, that's my role, that's my role.
Yeah.
So that's where you see the small issues coming in. But into this round, Neo and Pasha picking up the orbs here. Neo's been playing very well with this. He's been able to solo out on A quite some times, and he's going to have a little bit of a chance of that again. Backs away after taking a shot towards, I believe that's Kievi, but this is another round from Dignitas that did work out before. They took down Pasha after that one trade when they were on the buy, but he's had the perfect chance to make it hurt. MSL falls, but will he find any more?
Chances are he will, as that flash is going to be beautifully timed. He is in trouble. AZ finds the head once again, adding yet another head to his wall. 13 Virtus Pro heads currently lining his hunting parlor, and now we're going to be seeing how much more he can find. It is a 4v4. Bialy, the one on statue, he's going to be the one man responsible for this defense. Of course, I say defense, it is again just AZ with the bait and switch, but I don't think VP are going to be falling for the same trick twice.
No, and Neo's still relatively close by, but will he stick it out? That's the thing. They are pushing up on long. AZ's baiting it out like a champion. He's trying to keep them busy over by B, which is exactly what he's doing, and very well, may I add, at that. But these smokes are displaying they have an idea. Tensky turns the flash, but it doesn't matter. Taz still lands the shot. Now, information gathered. Taz will fall back. Neo watching the cross well, catches out Kiebi, and one by one, Dignitas are just falling. They don't have the potency they started with. Config needs to land that shot, and as AZ falls, it leaves just Config alive with the bomb, and Neo was there. So the double AWP relatively paying off. They got the opener, and then, well, they got the closers, so seemingly doing well.
Yeah, I mean, you could see what Dignitas had in mind there. They had this full execute kind of in play. They did, however, lose their initial fragger far too early. They went for that initial turn from the flash. He pushed in before there was any smoke on the ground, before there was anyone to support him to trade out any frags. And so basically, he was just a kind of contactless kill. He was basically didn't require anything. It didn't achieve anything for Dignitas. Either way, though, Dignitas are going to be coming into this one with a little bit of a different game plan. Charging a little faster, a little bit more wind beneath their sails, beneath their wings as they charge towards B. And looks like Pasha could be in a prime position. No, caught out again. You better believe it's by AZ. So quick, so prominent, so consistent on this platform peak, and he's going to be mollying out towards Coop as well, or KFC, as I heard it dubbed by one of the other casters. I quite like that. But now we are seeing Dignitas just swarm in, and the frags keep coming.
It's all AZ. This guy is just cracking open the side every time. He's on 15
Look at those smokes.
kills.
That's a beautiful wall.
And it's a beautiful line. This is Dignitas just doing what they know. This is a standard execute towards that B side. And if Pasha can't slow him down, at least get a 1, it's almost impossible to deal with. And look who's round the back. It's MSL predicting them backing away, but Bialy just dispatches of him swiftly, and they could actually keep these guns.
Could MSL not have just gone away from holding within drop, getting away with that one, and instead he went a little aggressive? But either way, VP are going to be able to crawl away. I say that, I think that's a little apprehensive considering that both of them are being hunted down like rabid dogs. It's Kievi and Config are both going to fall, in fact, and the bodies are going to keep piling up now, just AZ. And they have done a sterling job of not only maintaining their rifles, but also taking a great deal away from Dignitas.
Virtus Pro are going to be relatively, you know, here and there for money this round. I'm curious to see what they go for.
Woof.
That's why they needed to keep hold of those guns quite drastically, hence why MSL instantly was like, okay, let's see if I can get it away, because that removes a big threat. You know, Bialy's been playing B fairly quiet for Bialy, but Neo's been quite prolific over by A so far, so you are going to see, actually, Pasha not opting for the Mag 7. It's Taz going to go for that one. Okay. Snack's picking up a rifle as well, but it is about Dignitas here, and they're once again going back into this.
It is about Dignitas, you're absolutely right. And these are the rounds, let's not forget how, you know, well Virtus Pro have been doing with less than this.
Correct.
Now they do have kind of, they've got the Kevlar, they have some degree of arsenal for each and every one of them, but Config takes that leaf out of AZ's book. 2 men dead already. Snacks does return the favor with exactly the same. And now we end ourselves in a 3v2. The bomb is down, so time is of the essence for just Neo, as MSL has found one as well, and we haven't managed to see too much of what Dignitas have to offer. Decision time for Neo, though. MSL is just going to be let go, as Neo's like trying to add up the numbers, do some math, do some equations as they are starting to line up Rain Man style, and oh, Dignitas could be going hunting a little early. Neo, oh, he's going to be caught out by Kirby. So close to being gorgeous. And instead, we do see another round on the board for Dignitas. 9 so far on this T side. It's, excuse me, 8. Oh, that changed a little sooner than I expected, but we are going to be seeing, either way, another tough buy for VP. I can only assume we're going to be seeing them rock the USPs once again. It's going to be Neo, who was so prominent with it before. In fact, no, he's the only one to treat himself to a P250.
So, the one thing I've got to say is, taking stock of this is a really important game for Dignitas, and they're doing perfectly well. They have, I believe, I think they've got 2 or 3 more games tonight, 2 more after this one, and if this is the start they're making, this could be huge. They've got Titan and then Penta, which are also very possible opponents.
Damn.
So this was the hard game for them, let's be honest here. Now, arguably, they are on the more, I wouldn't say easier side, but it's favorable, I think is the best way to put it. And they're doing well with it. AZ is certainly lending a huge hand in this matter. He is a mile ahead on the scoreboard, but that doesn't matter. They're playing well. You saw the executes. Virtus.pro have not been able to stop them on that B site. They've not had the money to really throw the utility at them. That's the thing. They can't stop them just plowing out like they've been doing. Now, looking at this one, it's looking something fairly similar. They have recovered a rifle towards Neo, but I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to that one. No. Again, Kirby rips it out of his hands. It's just Snacks. And this is looking like Dignitas are in a very good form to possibly challenge for that, 4th place.
I mean, you've made a very good point. I mean, considering this win would net them 3, they are currently residing. I think they're at the 6th place now on 30 points. Let's not forget that both 3rd and 4th are on 36. And so they have a potential of 9 points. Additionally, they could very, very possibly be a contender for that top 4 spot. And of course, their opponents have to be keeping that in mind coming up in these next 2 games. Titan and Penta with big, big roles to play in that top 4.
Yeah, this is a perfect start for Dignitas. The confidence they'll get off the back of this is going to be brilliant as well. Just being so ready to go forward. Apologies for that little stutter there. It looks as though we're sorted out now. But yeah, this is going to be massive for them. And look at this stack from Virtus.pro. They want to stop this B play. They've got 4 players here. There we go. That's the start they want. Snacks finds MSL. It's getting a little bit hot in drop, so he backs away. But Taz is waiting patiently. This is a switch. Normally it's Pasha sat right there, but he's going to take a little bit of a bite of the cherry. Snacks alive still, but for how long? Oh, it's going to get real warm. Config finds him. And now Virtus.pro down to 3 players on the B side. Dignitas slowing it down.
Yeah, and you can understand why. Taz, though, is going to cause a little too much damage. Could have been a second. AZ gets away with 4 points of health. And Bialy doesn't manage to finish the job on Config. Fantastic team flash coming in from Dignitas, keeping everything in check. Double for AZ, double for Config. And Kirby put the cherry on top. 10 then. Double digits for Dignitas already. And they're kind of... I don't want to say they're schooling VP because, of course, this is definitely more of a case of just Dignitas getting away with murder. They've been walking into B, they've been walking into A. The only real successful defense we saw from VP was on A. Yeah. You said it already, that their B defense has kind of been hinging on what AZ has got away with. He's been walking onto platform, getting a double almost every other round.
And if he's not doing it, Config's had his go at it.
Exactly.
It's time and time again they're being able to do this, and sadly for Virtus.pro, they just don't have enough to stop them. Their economy has been shattered from the start. It's been a really hard game for them to turn around, and they're going to need one of these sort of rounds somehow going in their favor to work it out. And AZ, look at this, walks in, gets one, can't follow up towards Pasha, rifle recovered, and he's going to make the most of that. MSL falls. Finally, a little bit of a stop here. But Dignitas have 3 players left, a lot of time, and they have not dedicated to a side, but Virtus.pro reading it well. Look at these guys. Starting to retract back towards A. Taz just needs the information, let alone the kill. He's going to get it, get a rifle, and now predicting the follow-up. There's Kirby. Information aplenty. Kirby and Config now heading through.
Oh, VP have been given 2 opportunities. Taz and Neo both fumbling, though. And it comes down to Pasha and Snacks. Config and Kirby, of course, the better geared. Both of them rocking Kevlar, but Pasha finds another one. He has been so damn influential in this round. He has a good read on Config's position as well. Snacks is going to confirm it. Do enough damage for Pasha to finish the job. 4 frags with very little to start with. Just a CZ and a Dream. He finds 4 and a round for Virtus.pro.
So desperately needed to get back in this game. They need the next couple of rounds. They can't deal without it. But then can they keep it up? Can they somehow stop Dignitas now on these 4 buys? This has been the problem. This powerful B play, this 5-man play towards B has been almost unstoppable until Pasha pulled off something, almost unthinkable. And it looks like we're going to get maybe a bit of a preview as to can they deal with it here. Only 3 players this time. Taz is still by A. They're going to have to hold this, Alex, and it's not going to be easy either. This has been flawless from Dignitas thus far.
Yeah, it's this wall of smoke, and they're making the mistake of backing out. I think maybe they're going to play for the retake, but what it does mean is that Dignitas are going to have full reign of the sites. Here come the smokes, folks. I say that, looked like a fail on that. Unless it did, was planning on bouncing through, but instead Dignitas rain them out, and he's got a good read on the corner. Bialy's going to get doubled. Pasha finishes the job as well. Finally, Tensky steps up with a double. Now just Taz to keep this site safe, but damage has been done well and truly by both sides, and actually caught off with the jump. Tensky gets away with it. 19 points of health. He made the mistake of jumping and still lives to tell the tale. But Neo's positioning is not too shabby. It looks like they have got a pretty good understanding of where he's going to be coming from. Catches off MSL. Tensky's lower pistol could do the job, and Tensky looking for his 4th frag in this round to secure 11.
One shot from Neo would pretty much do the job here. Flash. No, excuse me, decoy, but ring a roses. Neo, he's literally right around the other corner. Tensky's been circling the whole time. He sprays, he gets it finally, but time is of the essence. He gets the kit, he goes back, but this is a close round, and my God, that was the last second.
Quite literally the last second, as it's going to be Virtus Pro's 4th, much needed 4th, and I mean, that felt very sloppy from Dignitas. Tensky was lucky to get that double at that point. I mean, he was caught off. He was lucky to get away with. In fact, his 3rd frag was lucky as well. I need to stop using that word lucky. But I mean, in general, Tensky had a couple of kind of unfortunate, or rather Virtus Pro against Tensky. Look at this one. A second one as well. The damage was done by his teammates AZ there. But this one against Taz, very hard to believe that he got away with that one. Taz was staring him down. It took a little too long to connect the shots.
And then Ring a Roses actually paid off, almost. Anyway, this round, boost from Snax again. Bialy and Snax finally waking up in this game. Taz is going to close down towards AZ, and that 3-man, at least split, coming through drop has been halted. Now Dignitas left with the 2 players who are heading towards that platform. Pasha this time's nade should catch him out if Bialy's rifle didn't. And there we go, Bialy having a big round for himself there as well. And finally, they get themselves back into this, but it's going to be a very tense half for Virtus Pro now.
Yeah, pistol round's going to be very influential as well, as you see quite often with Cobble. If the team that does start on the T side does do as you may expect, and is becoming more and more common with Cobble, acquires that double digits, even close, is picking up that 9. As soon as they get that pistol under their belt, you could be looking at a very scary number and a very big mountain to overcome. So it's going to really come down to how Virtus Pro's pistol does play out. We are, of course, just in that half-time as they run around and wait for that ready up. But I think, yeah, once VP gets that pistol under their belt, they can then start to turn their attention to the remaining rounds. And Dignitas book, they really just need to focus on those initial 3.
And I'm curious to see how this is going to go. So we've seen how much impact AZ's had, being that player working out towards the balcony area, towards B. Now, normally, if I recall correctly, it's Pasha doing that a hell of a lot for Virtus Pro. So I'm wondering if he's going to have the same sort of success if they make it that far here. This is a big round, Alex. You noted it earlier. It has to go well, and Virtus Pro investing into this quite heavily. Snax are going to maybe put that molly straight down towards drop. No. Holds onto it, takes a bit of damage, and Config looking for that early peek, and Pasha sends him packing, and that's the start they need.
Config could very well have been a bit of a doorman there, just pulling it open and greeting Virtus Pro as they're about to potentially flood into B. I say that, though, they are holding fire, and that Molotov, talking of fire, has cleared out drop rim, putting Kierby in a prime position, though, to catch. Oh, it could have been 2, but Snax too damn quick. Tensky finds the head of Pasha, though, as he tries to hold through the smoke. Firing bullets just whistling past Taz's ear. His teammates are in trouble. Finally does connect through the smoke, and now all onto Bialy. He's highlighted how important this was for VP. Dream is not dead, though. P250 and 2 CTs to find. Gets pushed off. They're playing the mind games. MSL with the CZ finds himself his first, and that's going to beat Dignitas with their 11th round.
And it almost got a little bit lost in translation there for Virtus Pro, didn't it? They all piled into the site. The 3-man split through drop kind of got held up a bit. The 1-for-1 trade came out.
Molotov slowed them down.
Yeah,
like,
it
by throwing
did.
that molly drop, they couldn't do their wrap as soon as they got the initial frag.
And then you saw the stack from Dignitas coming out, and it was like, well, we've got 4 players here to take down. What are we going to do? Now look at Dig, straight on towards the SMGs.
Oh my God, that
only
is
one real
hideous.
rifle. Yeah, that is filthy. You got the shotgun, I guess, with Config, but Virtus Pro, relatively well invested here, going to try and do as much damage as possible. Deagle, CZ, P250s, they have to get some kills here.
Most definitely do, and it's not looking likely, if I'm honest. As, yes, they've got the full armor. They have to at this point, but they're going to be coming into a Mag 7 in drop, but he's full white. That's beautiful. 2 for VP, indeed. Snax and Pasha doing the necessary damage, and it keeps on going. Bialy with one, but Tensky is holding down Mouse 1, praying for some connections, but he isn't going to get much.
But look where that bomb is. It's fallen out of the window. AZ is just going to leap forward. He's got the MP9. He makes it count. Pasha falls, but it's a 1v2. These guys do have guns now. They've got the 1 rifle that was placed And now Neo holding the cross. He knows that AZ's coming. He hears it, and he gets the shot down. Virtus.pro, when it matters, finally doing the damage.
When it matters is definitely the key phrase of that one, as Virtus.pro do manage to stare down the barrel and net themselves a much needed second round here on that second half. It's going to put Dignitas into a rather dire bind, and they're going to have to kind of take a leaf out of Virtus.pro's book with the Deagles. In fact, 4 of them, no less. And 3 helmets as well for Dignitas, as they're going to go ahead and try and shred right back. They are against a rather scary buy as well. Mix up of 2 SMGs, 3 rifles. That's not ideal, that's for certain for VP, but going up against just Deagles should do just fine.
But look how much damage Pasha has already taken, and he's one of the players with the Galil, so really not what you want. KRB doesn't get caught by that flash. Goes back into the challenge. What else does he have to lose? He's tagged up 2 players perfectly. Gets down Taz. Now he's going to know Pasha was here, surely. He got the tag earlier. AZ's gone and found Snacks. This is going really, really badly for Virtus.pro. He spots the bomb. He knows Pasha's going to be here. He gets another. KRB with massive impact kills. They may not be pretty, but they've done the job. And Bialy falling has made this worse. It's just Neo. How has this happened?
The Deagle dream is most definitely real now, just Neo. And he's been hunted down by their scavenged weapons. You've got a FAMAS and an AK, and that's going to be at the end of that, and their money is straight back to the Stone Age, and we're going to be seeing Dignitas with a very good shot at a win here.
Oh, it's a little bit heartbreaking, isn't it? KRB with that peak, it was almost a little bit kind of, not lackluster, but a little bit careless from Virtus.pro almost.
I'm surprised he got away with the amount of repeaks. Taz was staring straight at him.
That's a big point. I don't know how the hell he's allowed to get away with that, but he did. So, you know, who cares by this point? And then again, Virtus.pro going towards B. This 4-man stack over here is unreal. So we're going to see this kind of the head-to-head battle going down. Deagles, rifles, everything they got, but it's AZ who's waiting. He gets down 1, he gets down 2. That's the 3rd. And this could be the nail in the coffin by this point. Virtus.pro just being herded into the crossfire, and they can do nothing.
They put everything into that as well, and AZ just laughs at them. 3 very quick frags. They did start pushing through that smoke. It's a risky maneuver. It can sometimes pay dividends. This time, however, it netted them nothing but a 13th for their opponent. And of course, some say it's unlucky, but for now, it does look rather good for Dignitas, as they are just going to be going up against the Glock trains. You can see how quick those frags came as well. Bialy caught out with that Tech 9 in hand. Excuse me if it was Snacks, and Taz did meet an all too familiar fate as well. So 3 to go, and they do just have P250s into this one. This is most definitely, or most likely, I should say, this is CSGO after all, going to be putting 14 on the board for Dignitas. And as I say that, MSL starts as he means to go on.
Here we go. KRB's clear on receiving this.
Oh,
and that's
the bomb.
Should we go to the next round, or?
That's unfortunate, that's for certain. I mean, basically their job is now bomb retrieval, and Dignitas' job is just keep that bomb safe. Look at that, 3 men in drop with just a PT-50, but Taz does manage to keep it respectful, takes AZ out. It's Bialy's turn to do exactly the same thing again. Rinse and repeat, and he does quite similarly. Takes KRB down to just 7 points of health, but the round is most definitely over. AZ the only casualty, and that's going to be 14-6. A reminder, folks, this is our last day of the ESL ESEA Pro League prior to our offline finals. Top 4 manages to get a ticket to those finals, and Dignitas, they have a shot. These wins are crucial, though. VP already out of the running.
Yeah, and every time Virtus.pro just seems to charge towards B, it's like watching lambs taking themselves to the slaughter. It's a little worrying. I want them to try out A little more. I want them to try, you know, the rest of the map. They've just been so tunnel vision towards that B site. Finally, they've gone walkabouts. And normally, actually, it's been MSL soloing this. Tensky's been heading all the way over towards B almost instantly. This time, he's taking a little bit longer. And MSL is peering through. First time we've really seen some presence from Virtus.pro here. Let's see how Dignitas deal with this. Tensky's going to be the man receiving the man long. He's going to go back in for the peek there. Doesn't get the connection towards Taz at all. So Virtus.pro really showing their hand quite early on, which does mean the Dignitas have 3 players ready and waiting.
Yeah, this could most definitely cause some issues. AZ has taken some damage, admittedly, but that could be rather minor and rather superficial considering VP have something else in mind. Looks like Pasha may have made the call that he's got a good feeling about the B side. He's right to say so, considering 3 members of that defensive side are over on the polar opposite site on A. Looks like they're about to go for a push over towards drop room. Config's going to make the call. Ash tries to flash his way in, and oh my god, finds the head. Taz trades it nicely though, and VP have got a good shot now. Only AZ standing in their way.
They finally made the most of pulling those 3 players over towards A. It's down to AZ to be the one-man bastion here. And he does get the 1-for-1 trade, but it's not enough to stop Virtus.pro. Bomb is going down. They're going to have time to set up. Let's see if they can weather the storm that Dignitas is about to bring.
I like this boost. Not something you would expect trying to go for the retake, but MSL punishes Pasha, and a second onto Neo, now all onto Bialy. This would put 15 on the board. It should not have gone this way. Kiebi not checking his corners, but MSL finds a third. Really just reading beautifully into that VP hold. That's going to be 15 for the Danish side. Just one away from that win, from those 3 points.
And Virtus.pro played it right. They took him over towards A. They got the 3-man stack there, or not 3-man stack, but the 3 players from Dignitas, excuse me if I can say my words, got them over there. But then it's just like, why? How can they allow MSL to pick up 3 kills like that? It's unbelievable stuff on the retake then coming in for Dig. But all right, 15-6. This is the first step in a very dangerous road for Dignitas and all the other teams in their way currently. One more round, and they are on the road to possibly make it to the finals. Here's a lot of information for MSL. He's seen at least 2. Make it 3 players now. Pasha pushing forward. They spread the pace up. Tensky backs in, tries to find some cover. Flashed up. He is waiting so patiently, as it seems as though there might be a touch of delay here on GoTV.
It's alright, we're back into the action. Tensky is holding the perfect angle, but I'm pretty sure it's predictable. Snax definitely has read into that one, but takes his time with the Tech 9. Gets there eventually, now just config. Oof, and AZ hits a real scorcher of a shot on towards Neo, but he is left all alone, and he is well and truly dead in his tracks. Snax catches him with the nade alongside Taz, and that's going to put 2 AWPs in the hands of VP for another shot at match point. Dignitas's money is going to work. They can throw something together. We're probably going to be seeing maybe a Deagle or 2, maybe even a Safamas, as they're going to be piecing this one together, but looks like they're going to be going for it all the same. Yeah,
let's remind ourselves, Kiebi only needs a Deagle apparently these days against 4 buys half the time. So, end of the day, let's see what we can see here. Dignitas 1 round away again. Virtus.pro finally got some money beside them, finally got the weapons they need. And Tensky.
I like this angle. You actually see the shadow before
yeah,
we peek.
Exactly. So he's going to have the perfect opportunity. Flash is going to come over. No, excuse me, the smoke comes through. There's the flash to follow, but he takes the fight. He loses out, though, but AZ will at least trade out, taking down Pasha. Now, MSL holding down one of the 2 angles. Going to be watching that lower push through mid. Going to back out, buy some time, smoke down. But while this happens, Virtus.pro, they're filtering through long, and they're getting the kills to back it.
Oh, just 3 members of Dignitas left to try and secure this match point, but Config's going to take a big step in the right direction. Bialy down that bomb is not going to be easy to cross, that's for certain. Snax a little late to the party. Fortunately, Neo has started without him and taken down Config. Now AZ and MSL up against Snax and Neo. Neo's low. Won't stop him punching in the digits though, but the bomb still has been yet to be picked up, retrieved, and AZ is the guardian of the bomb. MSL finds Neo, takes those final points away from his health bar, and now it is just going to be AZ who connects the final shot. We see Dignitas prevail and get those much needed initial 3 points. VP fall, and the Danes are on track to pick up the next 2 as well. They've got 2 games ahead of them in order to secure almost guaranteed victory. That would be at 9 points. That would put them in very good stead on that table. Let me just double check where that would put them. So with an extra 9 on top of, if they're assuming they picked up these wins, that would put them at 39. That would put them a solid 3rd place.
Yes. Now, one of the teams they have to play tonight is also in that predicament.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that Dignitas have 1 more game to play than the others. So there's a lot of outcomes here that we're going to have to keep on. We're literally going to have to keep up as we go.
Yeah.
No, exactly. We're going to have to keep up as it goes, because even just one team beating the other and changing it slightly, even if we don't see it on stream, could change the whole outcome here, Alex. So
Bingo.
We have to just wait till the end of the day almost, but we can kind of predict that this is the perfect start for Dignitas here. Considering, out of the games they have tonight, this isn't one you'd say would have been the walk in the park.
I mean, you say that, but you have to remember that Titan have been in pretty good form recently.
True.
I mean, this isn't the kind of flimsy Titan we once saw. This is quite a scary Titan now. Even RPK has been doing mad work recently. So keep your eyes on that Titan game. That could be a tough one. Of course, we are ruling out Penta. That's going to be their next game. We will not be broadcasting that one, but that will be going on off stream. So do keep your eyes locked on towards those standings. They will be updating them as soon as we know the results as well. So, I mean, so far, Dignitas picking up a win up against VP on Cobble, no less, is a good start for them. Our next match is going to be an exciting one as well, as we're going to be seeing Fnatic and Envy battle things out. It's a big one. It's a really big one for Envy. These, of course, are the Score Esports hot match of the week, and understandably why Envy battle for survival.
It's on Inferno. That's the beauty of all of this as well. Since Pronax's departure, Dennis coming in, I'm so excited to see Inferno. I can't tell you enough. I want to see how they look on it, how it's forming out. I'm so ready for this game.
All right, Envy need to survive. Fnatic need to start and hit the ground running with their new addition. We're going to be finding out how that one goes down after this. coming into a new roster and then like laying down your own leadership, it could be very messy. And let's not, let's not forget, Pronax's leadership got Fnatic where they are. Three-time major defending champion, excuse me, not defending champions, excuse me.
That's the other side here, buddy.
Yeah, that's going to be Envious who hold that title, and of course, the majority of this team's hair is now blue because of it.
I saw Kenny looking a little sad after his.
Kenny was the most recent. Yeah, do be sure to check it out on Twitter, guys. If you head over to his Twitter, you can see a very bright blue-haired sniper. Now, though, it's going to be Crims and JW just kind of play some knifey spoony, and it looks like it's going to be JW who comes out on top of that one. So Fnatic are going to have their choice of side on Inferno. Quite an influential decision, I guess. It's going to be their chance to put Envy on the back foot, and do so they will as they opt to start on the defensive side.
Yeah, this is going to be a big game, and I'm excited. I truly, truly am, because I think this highlights some of the very core factors of what I love about Fnatic, especially when you look at players who don't often get the spotlight in comparison to others. So, for example, Crims, the way he holds the B side, I find almost poetic at times. It's beautiful to watch, and I'm hoping we see that today. And then you see kind of the outburst of JW on this map, and then Olaf as well, when they used to double AWP on it, together having some real cohesion. But anyway, we are live into the game, and as you said, Fnatic on the CT side and Envious on the T side.
So kicking this one off, and JW is going to have a smoke tickle his heels, and catches Apex through the window. Apex had the favourable positioning there, but it looks like it's going to be too easy for JW with that P2K. Now Envy operating at a disadvantage, but it looks like they're going to force the issue. Yeah,
they're going to try and make this one work here. Envy going to force up towards that CT arch, but flusha waiting ever so patiently. Does get taken down by Keo, so that wrap is going to be successful. You can see a player on Banana, that's Happy, creating the perfect opening towards B, and the rest of Fnatic are just left reeling. They're like, well, we're a million miles away. Kenny's holding the rotate as well through spawn. He's going to catch a glimpse of one. He's in a bad spot to try and take that fight, as JW will power through. It's down to a 2v3. They've got the kid on Crims. This is still possible.
Most definitely possible. JW's already taken down 2. If he could add any more, it would be a bit of a luxury. Happy is on a kind of a similar warpath as well. He's picked up 3 himself, and now he is left down to JW. 3 players to find in a very short space of time. It's most definitely not looking likely, but any frag is a good frag at this point. He could maybe want to preserve that Kevlar. I highly doubt it. Instead, he's going to try and take some more away from Envy. Nothing's going to happen of it. It's because Happy got 4. That was a little bit of a confusing one, but Happy does find himself 4 frags and the first round for Envious. He basically completely controlled Banana, just the one man. Very nice. While the rest of his team were pushing through that CT arch.
And it worked so well. This was actually something I remember Fnatic doing so often, is just powering through CT arch, going straight through, doing the wrap round towards B. This was quite early on for Fnatic. I mean, seasons ago now, so it's kind of cool to see Envy doing that back to them. But Fnatic going straight on what they can. So 5-7's armor, nade as well for flusha there. The Mag 7 actually with JW. So we're seeing flusha, Crims, and JW over by A, Dennis and Olaf by B. It's actually Crims no longer playing that side. I'm wondering if he'll go back when he gets on the buy, but this would be curious if this is a change that we're seeing coming through. And Envy, kind of standard setup here into the second round. 3 rifles, 2 SMGs. Kenny, of course, with a Mac 10 or any SMG by that point to rack up the money. But a slowish round. They've got their smokes left. But JW is waiting ever so patiently here. Crims as well. They've got an idea that maybe they were thinking about apps here. And JW backs away a touch. But he's waiting on that precipice of the smoke to fade so he can do some damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is aggressive stuff from JW. Very standard stuff from JW as well, just waiting at the top of those stairs. But you'll see that with any weapon in his hands, AK or AWP, doesn't really matter. But it does look like Envy have started to turn their attention towards B. 45 seconds left on the clock, and Olaf and Dennis are going to be the main men, trying to dig their heels in and not let this site slip away. How much of an indication are Envy going to give them, though? It doesn't look like it's going to be... Actually, I say that. Here come the smokes. 3 of them, no less. A flash as well. Completely locking Olaf out of this one. But Dennis has already done something. NBK does take 1 out. But look at this. Fnatic have rotated nicely. Flush is doing quick work. And now it's a 3v3.
And Dennis can buy time here. He's in a great spot. Swiftly removed, though, by NBK. But in the background, it's Flusher rotating round by Coils. He gets found by NBK too. And it's just down to Crim. So a threat was certainly there. But Envy, once again, brute forcing their way through towards that B side. That beautiful late flash coming in certainly helped them out, as Keo will close it down. And that last flash was the one that saved them, basically, there. It really was. I think it might have come from Apex. I'm not 100% sure. He was the last man in almost then. But it just came through. It blinded up Olaf. It sent Dennis back towards Nubox. And it really bought them a little bit of time.
It was a safe flash as well. Interesting one, because they put it on the rooftop to their right, which enabled them to completely freely peek it, while anyone staring towards Banana was going to be caught. Very nice stuff coming in from Envy in their second round, and dealing with what Fnatic brought to that second round. It was Armory. It had a Mag 7 thrown in as well. It was not an easy task by any stretch of the imagination, but they managed to overcome it with distinct lack of casualties. NBK, though, just delete Olofmeister from the server. We're going to be waiting now for members of fnatic as they are trying to get a good read on what Envy are bringing into this one. If they can take a weapon away, all the same, it's all good. But a Tech 9 and a 5-7 as well from Envy, they're just going to be chilling with the 3 rifles.
It's actually a clean eco. No one bought a P250 or anything. So I actually get excited by it. I was like, oh, wow, finally. It's not going to do much at this point. Happy actually does go down to JW, so you know they've recovered a fair bit here. Flush is going to be gifted over that rifle. He's still got a nade, and I can imagine he wants to try and keep hold of this one as much as possible. But JW looking for a little more. Waiting at the bottom banana here. He's got 2 players moving in. If he can even just deny the weapon, that's absolutely ideal. But swings out on it. Does get a good tag, but not much more to be found on that. And Flusher waiting patiently by Graveyard. Just tucking his head down.
Cue Jaws theme. As Kenny's kind of checking all of his corners.
Oh, you go for a not a duh. Wow.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I was just kind of
trying
putting a spin on it, you know.
Oh, wow,
I
yeah,
mean,
nice.
I think Kenny's going to be a little cautious. He's going to be backing away. So, yeah, Flush is going to go ahead and keep himself both the HE and the AK stolen from the grasp of Happy, who is currently sitting quite happily, in fact, at the top of the scoreboard with 6 frags. Apex and Kenny yet to get off the starting mark, but we're only 3 rounds in. And there haven't really been too much of a need for it. So far, they've acquired all 3 rounds, keeping it relatively neat and tidy, as they haven't fallen beneath 3 players yet so far in the initial rounds. Now, though, it's rifle time, and it's going to be a real test for the French. Keep an eye on Dennis as well. He's going to be the one man I've got my eyes on in this game, understandably why. And you know what? He's got a different coloured logo, and it's frustrating me.
It's annoying me too. I'm there with you.
I mean, Envy, you know, they're doing their own thing, that's fine, but Dennis is just like, he's that fish swimming the other way.
And here we go. So Fnatic got the 3 players, Flusher, JW and Crims holding the A side. You can see the Envy are waiting for almost like a flat-up execute here. They're waiting for the smokes to be put over. And here they go. There they come. But will they commit to this? I'm waiting to see if they actually go. They've pulled 4 players here, and they're going for it right about now. Flusher gets a 1-for-1 trade out, but Kenny finally gets on the board. JW swings around towards CT Arch by Library, sprays into the smoke. Bomb is loose. He's still alive somehow. It's a 3v2. Envy are falling like flies. Crims in that new spot now, playing on that balcony, trying to peek out towards Happy as Dennis will catch Keo. But it's just Happy now on 5 HP to be found by Dennis on the rotate. And just Fnatic doing well then. And to be fair, the problem with Envy was they just didn't find these players in the smoke. JW...
That was JW.
Yeah, it was just being such a nuisance.
But he caused so much paranoia because by firing off that shot, even getting that frag, and then by disappearing, they're looking wildly for JW. In the meantime, it gives, I think it was Dennis actually, the opportunity to pick up those kind of scared Envy players while they're still like on the hunt for JW. A couple of easy pickups for Dennis. Now that's going to be the first for Fnatic, and we are going to be seeing an AWP in play. Envy not willing to bow down to the pressure just yet, and even bringing 3 Molotovs to the fray, which does suggest we could be seeing something fast, and Kenny suggests that. Just that, and this is a desktop.
I love desktops, they're my favourite. But no, you know, let's remember, MBK was set on 6k at the start of the last round after buying up. So these guys had a lot of money to come into this with. As you kind of alluded to earlier, only losing out, I think, maximum 2 players in the early round, maybe 3 at most. So really, they were playing very, very well. So they've got that bank to fall back on, and already taken down Olaf. Has opened things up here. Now, Olaf was he over by A, if I'm not mistaken? He got picked up in mid by by Kenny early on. Yeah. So yeah, Flusher this time playing with Dennis over by B, not Olaf. So switching things around here. Kenny trying to be the spearhead leading the way, but it's Keo and MBK to pick up where they left off. Smoke down towards CT Arch, possibly to be put down by Happy. Keeping these 2 players present, which is JW and Crims. As the rest of Envy do line up towards his B side. Now, Flusher's actually backed away a touch, but here come those flashes again. Great one to close it down with, but Flusher turns his attention with the orb. Dennis connects towards Keo, and picking up a perfect position from Dennis, he gets even more. It's down to Kenny and Happy, and they're going to have to really pull something together.
That could very well have been 3 as well. Kenny lucky to be alive, and Flusher finishes the job that Dennis started. Now down to Happy. 3 players hunting him down. There's no hope he's getting that bomb down, and it's going to be JW, an easy pickup for him. So Fnatic bite back with 2 swift frags, and the 2 kind of B defenders in the form of Dennis and Flusher, proving just how strong they can be.
Yeah, that first shot that Dennis hit onto the player going towards that barbecue pit was just beautiful. Just considering how flashed he was almost out throughout the entirety of that push.
Well, he wasn't pre-aiming it, was the interesting
No, exactly.
thing.
And then his kind of counter flashes were really nicely done. So I'm excited to see Dennis now playing B, because that was one of the beauties that I loved seeing Crims there before. Now we're going to have to see what he can do. But now a classic from Envy. The force up as ever. The Tech 9's coming out to play. And Fnatic sitting a little more passively, a little further back. No one really challenging early. They know what they're up against. Everyone knows what Envy brings here, but it doesn't mean you can always counter it.
Yeah, the distinct lack of nades as well. A smoke and a flash for this push, and I mean, the chances of that working on B are minimal. It kind of limits their options somewhat. And as I say that, it does actually they're turning their attention. I guess it's a CT smoke and a flash, hoping Coils isn't present. Looks like they're going to be waiting that smoke out or flashing their way through. Two players keeping their distance, rightfully so. You do not want to be holding a close angle up against a rampage of Tech9s, and here they come, keeping their distance. One new box, and the spray should be real for Dennis. No, Kenny finds two. Olof goes down, and look at that. No nades needed, just Kenny let off the leash, finds two very quick frags. The bomb's going to be going down, and now a horrible position for fnatic to be put into, as they have to try and forge a retake in a very, very scary choke point.
And Happy's flash then caught out Dennis so badly, leaving Olof pretty vulnerable. Now JW started the trend off of the retake, can't find any more. Apex picking up that fallen rifle, does do the damage. Now flusha has to try and back away. The USPS dance with Happy doesn't go too well.
Right.
And yeah, that smoke and flash, even that's all they had apart from the Tech9s and armor, you know, that's all you need maybe.
Get myself a knife and fork, I need to eat my words.
I'll give you some humble pie right now.
I think I should probably start munching that down, because I have completely embarrassed myself. I would, to be fair, you know, I'm happy to be proved wrong in that scenario. That was just Kenny S getting two entry frags he had no right to get. A Tech9 swings into two, and Envious get themselves a fourth off the back of just Kevlar and a Tech9. fnatic reeling from that one, as you can see there, by just three buys. We have a P250, a Deagle, and a Mag 7 between them. No armor in sight. Let's see how far they can get with this one. Olof proves that he is definitely still capable of something as he finds NBK's head. I think a second frag for Happy is on the cards as they both try and get some early angles. Understandable from fnatic, just trying to get a weapon quickly.
Let's remind ourselves, even though Olof wants to take the attention here, let's keep tabs on this. Flush has found Apex. It's down to 2. It's a 3v2. What on earth has happened? But they haven't found any of the rifles, Alex. It's still up in the air.
Yeah, they need to kind of go on a rifle retrieval mission, unless Olof has got faith in this. Deagle V, but it's close. Okay, deep breaths now, Envy. 57 seconds. They're close to a minute left on the clock, and they can just really keep their distance. I say keep their distance. Dennis is in a perfect location to find frags with his P250. Kyo is not going to be falling for any of his games, though, as he does take him down. But Flush has already made the rotate, and he's using his USP to great success. 2 for him, 2 for Olof, and they're both still breathing. There's now 35 seconds, and this is insanity that fnatic have even managed to piece together a round of a very minimal buy.
This shouldn't happen in any regard, but they're both going to peak at the same time, and Olof turns it around. He said, you know what, guys, we like what you did with the Tech9s, the armor, the flash, and the smoke. We're going to do it with less, and just, you know, pick it up, get the defuse, secure the orb, get the rifle. And the best part is, you know, it was with Flusha with just a USPS. That's ridiculous.
Flusha was like one of the two players who had nothing. He came into that with quite literally just a USP. He finds 2. Olof only brought a Deagle to that one, and he managed to find...
away with an AWP.
Yeah, he walked away with an AWP, but he also, like, what's interesting is that fnatic, what you'd have expected to be their best chance in that round was the app stack.
Yeah,
that
with
fell
JW
flat.
with
They
the
lost
Mag
2
7,
players.
right?
It was JW and Crims both dead. And then all of a sudden, Olof finds 3 frags in that round. Truly inspirational stuff from him with the Deagle. And talking of Deagle, Kyo is going to be forced to use just that. The rifles are still present for Envy, though, as this looks like it's going to be a bit of a back and forth, as we would have hoped with our hot match of the week.
So, Envy maybe going for something a little bit fast here. Last time they did this, they went all around towards CT Arch, pressured Flusha, took him down, and then the only real deal breaker was JW in that smoke. Now, he's already up in app, so that's not going to be the case. He's got the AWP this time, so we can't play that close. Now, let's see if Envy actually go for something similar here. They've got a lot of time to play with. They don't need to rush this. There's still a minute on the board. Smokes and flashes are plenty. They do have that apps present, so JW is in the right place at the right time now. Flusha backing away. They're falling back a little more passively here. Flusha and Crims, both playing from the site. They're going to allow Envy a little bit of control and then hold it on the kind of very last second. So the smokes are going in, one towards CT Arch. Apex comes out of Boiler, looking towards Quad. No one showing a muscle for fnatic, really keeping their calm here. And Envy getting flashed up, time bought, but the bomb is still loose. That's going to be brought up by Kyo. And now NBK is starting to go looking. They need to make their play soon, Alex.
Yeah, just JW and Flusha kind of going to be able to get the opening picks. And actually, one of them's gone already. NBK finds Flusha's head, and now it's going to come down to JW. Crims is just still cowering on the site. The only eyeline he has is on Library. And oh, good God, you're right. Kyo and Kenny, the double K. And with NBK wrapping around from CT, or for a second, as Olof Meister finds him. That's going to be the indicator, though.
They know what's up now. Dennis just saw 2 of them, but it doesn't matter. Kyo with that Deagle coming in. Olaf going to be spraying down, but he loses out in the into Apex. It just leaves Crims alive. 3. Takes down the one threat that was behind him. That's Happy, but he's got a whole site to take on here. And they're set up well for this. Crimson's going to have to fight against the odds. Peeking out, I don't know if he even wants to go for this one. He's so skint right now, I don't know if it's even worth it.
I think he's going to have a shot at it. He knows they're quite low, or at least you'd think he'd have an indication that they have taken a bit of a beating, but Kyo takes his head clean off, and that's going to be an easy one for Envy. 2 frags for him in that round, and that was a buy that felt very similar to Envy's pistol. That wrap through CT Arch, that heavy presence into Banana was 2 players. This time, though, the bomb had a bit of a compadre. It was Kyo and Kenny who managed to forge a path through Banana, and the others, of course, MBK was the man that came through CT.
That was the big kill. MBK taking down flusha was the big moment, and it opened everything up. Considering that Envy had pushed fnatic to playing right at the back of the site, causing them to have so much freedom on CT Arch, go all the way through. You know, Crims and JW can do nothing but watch. Really nicely done, but once again, we're seeing fnatic with a bit of a shoddy buy here. JW's gone for a bit of a glass cannon approach. Olaf switching up, playing in apps. He sent flusha and Dennis over towards B this time, so a little bit of a change around. Nades coming in, but no one going down early. It's
not so often you do see this heavy investment into clearing out apps, and it's obviously a read that Envy have got on towards fnatic. You've got, I mean, to be fair, it still makes sense. You've got Olaf or JW always present towards that staircase, keeping this kind of aggressive apps peak, and Envy have been putting spray, they've been putting mollies, investing a lot into it. Here comes a rather fast-paced push on towards A.
Yeah, JW's been caught out here, not landing the first 2 shots. He's kind of allowed a bit of a chance for Crims to get in on the action. He gets down one, but Apex kills Kenny S in the process. It's still a 2v2 here, and Flush is right there, picking up both MBK and Apex 4, leaving Kiyoshima with a world of trouble building against him. Dennis still relatively well set in this. 2 flashes of smoke, picks up a gun, switched out by flusha. Kyo tries to swing out and take the fight, but Dennis predicted it well, and Defuse is going to come out. fnatic, even though they started with very little, end up with a lot.
Don't think Kyo was so certain what he was going to be doing with that smoke. He's just like, I have a smoke, I don't want to waste it. I guess I'll chuck that down, but ended up just kind of hindering himself by pushing through it and walking straight on into the clutches of flusha. And that's going to be then a very solid round for fnatic, as they do manage to acquire and put the 4th on the board, as this one is most definitely going to be coming very, very close. Back and forth, quite literally. The last 4 rounds have alternated between Envy and fnatic, and if we're going to continue in that fashion, this one should go Envy's way. They, however, do not have an ideal arsenal to do so. It's going to be Tech9's, even a CZ thrown into that one with the full armor.
Now let's remind ourselves, Envy is still in that position that they could not, you know, if it goes a certain way, if certain teams win and they lose out in some of these games, they could be not going to the finals at some point. They are not 100% safe. They are in a better spot than most, but not 100% safe here. But a close game to start off with. Let's see how this one pans out. You're going to see Crims holding up on that balcony, turns at the wrong time, expecting a flash, and Kyo flies out with a CZ, and Envy are on the site. JW switching up to the P2K, does very little damage, but it's flusha being the linchpin player, spraying down, switching up, doing the damage, getting the kills. But it's down to a 2v2, and Envy just throwing bodies at the site.
Is this really happening again? It happened with Tech9's and just 1 flash on B, now on A with the flash and a smoke. And now we are going to be seeing the defense. It's not going to be easy. Kyo chucked down to 29, catching that nade that Olaf so kindly gifted him. And it's not looking good. Not looking good whatsoever for Envy.
Kyo pressured in towards B, has to move out, and time is ticking. Let's remember that. And Olaf and Dennis don't seem to care, as the Defuse will come out. They do have a kit between them, and actually 1 each, should I say. But end of the day, it's scary stuff here. Envy are getting so close on these kind of shoddy buy rounds. It seems closer than, you know, their full buys half the time.
We're seeing a whole load of plants. I think that needs to be put out. You know, these rounds truly, these teams are so fun to watch when they compete against each other. You're ordering for a close game of CS, and it's exactly what you get given. As, I mean, even if you look at the scoreboard, you can see the last 3 rounds fnatic acquired was courtesy of a defuse. As Envy have most definitely been capable of getting the bomb down. The holds, however, have not always been so easy. And we are going to be seeing, once again, the AWP in play for JW. A distinct absence of it on the T side for the French side, and I don't think there's too much of a surprise there, as Kenny most definitely does not always thrive as well on that T side of Inferno, as most do struggle.
Yep.
A couple of exceptions to that rule. Only Crim's taken a bit of damage so far.
Yeah, and it is one of those maps where, you know, some AWPers will just almost avoid it You know, you see very few finding that real comfort, and Guardian being one of them, I guess. And you do occasionally see Olaf and JW finding a good touch of it here. But this is Envy, what they did when they wrapped around towards B. Whether or not they're going to go for it now is very different here. Apex taking the fight by quad. flusha is waiting ever so patiently, but JW meets Apex already. Now, JW is playing the site. Kenny, not far off. He's going to see that. He knows another's close, but it's going to be flusha on the edge of that smoke, having to move out of position. Not quite in just yet, but JW holding down from quad again. This is just Envy being met all the time here now. fnatic not taking the initial fights, they're backing away, they're letting them take some control and then just tightening the noose here. Kenny finally takes down flusha, but time is of the essence and JW has none of it. fnatic this time not taking the initial fights, whether it be from CT Arch, from quad. They're playing from the side, they're playing, you know, deeper in library, deeper in Arch, and it just paid out really well. That's the first time they've fully dealt with that.
Yeah, and this is going to be one of the first times, really, we get to see Envy with no armor going into a round. I mean, no matter what they've insisted, even if it's just the Tech 9s, they've been going for that full armor, including that helmet, and this time we're going to be seeing no such thing. There's no Kevlar in sight for the French, though, 6-5. As this one, to be fair, to Envy's credit, 5 rounds already is promising. This one should be going the way of fnatic, and Dennis is going to be making the call that Olaf should probably get out of dodge. Instead, Olaf's like, brilliant, they're coming to me, as he readies his AK. Only finds one, as it looks like the supporting Molotov is going to be unnecessary, considering MBK and his team are on the rotate, and that's going to be a big start as they do take down the orb of fnatic. JW down, and Crims is going to be taken up where he left off.
Yeah, then just not having the same sort of impact in this one. Apex even taking a little bit of damage here and there. It's going to be hard for them to convert any of this into more kills, and you can see fnatic just kind of retracting back a little bit on A, kind of playing in doubles, not wanting to get, you know, an unfavorable trade here. As flusha starting to look to maybe secure that AWP that was dropped a little earlier on out of the hands of JW, but while that happened, Happy did at least manage to make it out towards site, as flusha will find it with the P90, so a little bit more money going to be boosted, or bolstered, should I say, towards the fnatic side, leaving just MBK here with the Deagle in those apartments. He's got the bomb to hand, but I think flusha might have an idea, considering he just dropped a nade right into the doorway.
Yeah, I think MBK realizes he's in trouble. Did manage to
he got the tag, I guess.
Keep flusha honest, down to 17, but I mean, he has the bomb, 25 seconds. His main mission here is just to try and take something away from fnatic, and I don't think that's going to be an easy task, as they are all just staring him down. Olaf is predicting an escape plan from MBK. Little does he know he's going on the aggress, and if he's, I was going to say if he's quiet about this, instead he makes it all too clear where he's coming from. Olaf swings around, and he does net his team the 7th round on the board now for fnatic. This is our second map, folks, of the 4-map affair we're going to be bringing you. There is so much more CS going on behind the scenes. This is our final day of the ESL ESEA Pro League before we have our confirmed European top 4. Of course, 4 teams from Europe, 4 teams from North America are going to be battling it out later on next month. Now let's see how this one shapes up. Just the one AWP in play once again. JW's been picking it up, Kevlar or no Kevlar, and this time he's going to be going for what looks like a bit of an Apps presence, and he's about to greet 2 members of Envy. Oh, but he gets a little bit of a fluff there. Apex lucky to be alive, gets away scar-free, completely lucky to be breathing. Now we are going to be seeing JW not make that same mistake again. Potential second, not going to be happening, and Envy are into the side.
Crims, it's all about Crims right now. Can he keep in this one? No, Apex, the man who just about stayed alive, who somehow kind of, you know, avoided death. Doing so much damage, 2 kills there now. Bomb is down, it's 2v2. MBK on the site, Happy playing from pit. Now it's Dennis and Olaf, the LGB duo, coming in from quad. Smoke up towards apartments. Dennis just tried to ignore it, see if anyone's on that balcony. But no, Happy pounced now. Olaf has an idea where this crossfire is going to be set. Just catches a glimpse of possibly Happy crossing over, and he just doesn't see the tip of the head then, as Happy closes it down as he tries to get on towards Truck. And a successful play through quad.
Okay, just a couple of rounds left then into this one. Just 2 left of our first half, and it does look like fnatic are going to be able to scrape stuff together. Just 2 players were struggling to bring that by together. It's JW and flusha, who are going to go ahead and need that drop. But they'll be bringing it all into the fray, as will Envy, as it's just going to be Kenny rocking the Tech 9. But, you know, as I say that, he is going to be scooping up the AWP, and this is going to be his first time bringing the AWP on that T side. In fact, I think, let's be honest, I think this may be the second, but still very kind of unusual affair for Kenny to bring this one in. He's going to be staring straight down middle, nothing to be found just yet. And once again, now going to be seeing a lot of attention towards Apps.
And now this is the original map. I love that duo of Apex and Kenny. Apex would always bait out for Kenny on the corner, peeking towards CT Arch. Not sure if that's even required right now, after they took down JW, already opening up this A site. Now, Envy not committing. You can see them rotating here. Olaf's to be the man to stop them, and he goes down. Keo, he's just completely opened up B. Dennis has to quickly scamper back round. He was already starting to rotate towards A. Now Happy's going to make it hurt by A, but Dennis is the linchpin. He has to slow them down. He smokes down, but oh my god, he almost backed away. He doesn't know what's going on here. Finally, he has an idea. He's going to pick up MBK. He's in the smoke, spraying down, but it doesn't seem to matter. Envy have the site to hand. The bomb surely to be planted soon. But Flusher and Dennis so close by.
Yeah, Kenny finishes what he started not too long ago. Flusher again, though, is forced into what could be a rather miraculous ace. He has found, excuse me, this would be a 4K. Dennis, of course, finding that one through the smoke. Now, 2 Envy players to find. Apex and Kiyoshima. The bomb is going to go down, so that cuts his time down to 35. And it's not looking like he's the smoke is dissipating anytime soon, and that's just going to be putting more pressure onto the shoulders of Flusher. Takes down Apex, but Keo is there to shut that one down, shut that dream down right before it starts, and it's going to be 7-7. 1 round left in our first half, and it is quite literally neck and neck. fnatic are under a little bit of pressure, though, with this final round bye. You're going to be seeing Deagles, you're going to be seeing Armor, as many nades as they can cobble together. And come on, Crims, you've got $50 left. Treat yourself to a decoy. Treat yourself.
You love just seeing 0, don't you? That's all you go for throughout all of
this. That decoy could be a fake flash, and it could win them the round. There you go. Boom.
You should tell him that, like, I've got some analysis that can help out your game.
Buy a decoy, make it 0. For me.
For me. All right, so we are into the final round of the first half. As you said, no decoy to be seen.
Yep.
A little bit upsetting. It could have changed everything here, Alex, and we'll see if that affects him later on into this. There's already a couple of nades being exchanged down, but no one really being taken too low just yet. There's 1 minute on the board. You can see Envy just taking their time, and I like this about Envy. They don't rush it. They take their time. They try and get map control, whether it's in apps, whether it's up Banana, Kiyoshima being a constant presence by B. And last time he found the kill towards Olaf that pretty much opened up the round, and it spiraled off the back. But Envy going to be making their play towards Quad right now. It's going to be JW and Olaf to hold on to this one. Crims is tucked into the corner. That JW peers out with that CZ. Going to adjust round. Crims is waiting so patiently on the other side of that smoke, but he's been wrapped, and now Envy have the site.
Yeah, that's a wide open A site. I mean, Flusher and Dennis are on the rotate from either side. We can see one through Library, Dennis through mid. He's going to be probably very, very vulnerable to this Envy hold. And it's a very, very passive hold. You can see 2 players in pit. One was towards Graveyard, but Happy's actually looking to go on the offensive here, try and shut Flusher down before he has a chance to do anything offensive. Crimson Dennis swinging around through Quad.
Flusher at least going to take down Happy there, keeps this relatively close. Flusher does pick up the AK. Now Dennis tries to get into the action from Quad, doesn't have a chance, and Kenny shuts down the final hopes and dreams of fnatic into that final round of the first half. But this is a very close scoreline, bearing in mind, a lot of people on paper were saying, this is Envy's game, easy. They're the full lineup here. There's been a roster change with fnatic. Dennis coming in is going to change everything. And it has changed a fair bit. fnatic look a little more fluid at the moment, still playing that kind of slightly more loose style, with positions at least, and how they like to kind of adjust. But I want to see how their T-side goes down. You see a lot more of the individual brilliance, I feel, coming out from them at this point. But Envy keeping it close here. Obviously 8-7, their T-side very, very strong. Is going to make it hard work here. This map is still, at least in my eyes, relatively CT-sided. This is where you'd expect to see the CT team with the advantage, and we didn't see that there. But then again, it's still fnatic. How much can you write them out? It's hard. So anyway, we are getting ourselves almost ready to go underway here, and let's have a little look at what we've got coming out for the T-side. Utility on Flusher, and the rest pretty much on the Glock train, and then Kenny and MBK being the kind of utility forces for Envy with the smoke there, and the nade and smoke as well for NBK. So curious to see what they go for in this, and fnatic looking like they just want the early challenge.
Yeah, I think MBK is actually preparing himself for this fast B push. The nade will not do too much damage. You can see it was just a little short of the fnatic feet, and I think that smoke's going to be enough for them to turn around and hightail it out of there. As you can see, the majority of people just staring at walls on that CT side, highly anticipating some sort of flash from the T side. Little do they know, all of that has been used, and instead we have to just see. In fact, I say that Flusher does just have the one. 4 members bringing the Kevlar into this round. I think we're going to be seeing the one flash invested, and it catches no one. Now Envy are about to be tested. 4 members of fnatic are about to flood into A, and it's Kyo and the gang's job to deal with him, and he does just that. Him and Kenny doing great work. Kenny's already found 2. Look, JW, the last man standing already. Apex found Flusher in the process. That's 4v1, and JW is just desperately clutching onto his chances in this round. He has the bomb, yes, but 4 players all looking for him, and even MBK is still digging his heels on B, like, yeah, I know your tricks, JW. You could teleport teleport over towards B, and that's a possibility. And instead, they just play it smart, 2-2 on either side, and he's locked in the middle of it.
And JW, the blink dagger maybe out towards B, but he is going to edge over there slowly but surely. And you are right, MVK's waited super patiently. Even Happy's come back around like,
No.
Ooh, not today, JW. Oh.
This should be impossible, and it most definitely,
time.
I'm going to go ahead and say, and even JW doesn't have a shot at this one. Happy confirms my suspicions, and that's going to be Envy's first round, and a neat and tidy one as well. Let's not forget the first 6 or so rounds that Envy managed to acquire were all with at least 3 members still standing.
And the one thing I really liked about that was the way that Kiyoshima locked down the push through apps, which just kind of cut off
Off, yeah.
Exactly, Olaf just can't do anything now, and that allowed Kenny all the freedom in the world just to focus down towards quad, pick up the rest of those kills. So now we're seeing Envious with those SMGs, a rifle here or there. Nothing too crazy to write home about, actually. Only one rifle invested into, and that's for Apex. But on the other side of things, Tech 9s and Nade, they're looking for this, and it looks like they're going to go for maybe an all-in B play. Kind of curious to see where they place that Nade there in the hands of Flusher.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be going fast at all. This is a stark contrast to what we saw Envy bring into that second round. And we are just going to be seeing fnatic leave the bomb towards T-ramp and instead just take their time. Of course, it's not like they're waiting for an execute. Instead, they're just waiting for a slip-up from Envy. A peek. A little bit of a battle for intel. A little too much of an overextension instead. Happy is going to take down Flusher. Laugh that one off. Cost him about 54 points of health, but it's not going to be too influential into this round. Of course, fnatic bringing their full Kevlar. It's just Dennis who has the lack of helmet, which does mean that those SMGs are going to be slightly gimped.
They certainly are. So, slowing it, just slowing it down, trying to keep him at arm's length here. Envy not panicking. Maybe panicking a little bit now, as it does seem to get a little more costly. Kenny just trying to get out there. He's got no bullets left on any gun. He's still trying to make a mad dash, but he's been chased down by 2 Fnatic members. Turns around, can't get the shot. Olaf just bullies his way through. And Kyo now from pit should be able to control these. He should be able to keep them away, but he's careful. He's a bit scared to take this peek here, even though they're only down to SMGs. And Grims does get the plant, takes down one, can't get the follow-up. Kyo staying alive patiently. Will pull this one back in.
Whoa, a bit close for comfort for Envy there, and you see fnatic, well, rather actually it was Envy's mistake, bringing just one rifle into that one, going up against full armor, including, a very scary fnatic roster. You really have to expect the worst, and instead, they cost them four members, 4 full buy. We saw P90 full nades. It's not going to hinder them too much, but I mean, fnatic, they're in a good spot to keep Envy honest into this next round.
Yeah, definitely, and it was just the sheer panic in Kenny trying to run away with the P90 then.
Oh, no.
I have nothing, just give me a second. I want to see what Fnatic bring into this round as well. Flusher really just got a Glock. Oh no, he does eventually invest into a little more. I think they were just having a little chat through it as well, because this is kind of those weird buys that seem to work out for Envy a lot, whereas the 2 rifles, a little bit of a here and there, a lot more focused on utility to clear out the corners. Yeah. So I can imagine Flusher and Olaf are going to be doing that, just kind of putting it down to places where clearly they wouldn't win out in the trades with the slightly lacking weapons. So at the moment, 1 minute left on the board. They are moving up towards mid, and they've already lost down a player. That's Kenny S fighting JW. He was playing just from that CT arch. Going to try and re-peek out. Catching one with a flash. That's Olaf pushing up again. Caught a second time. He needs Dennis to bail him out, and he does. That keeps some hope alive here for Fnatic, but they're not speeding up. They're still playing relatively calm here.
Good bit of synergy there already from Dennis, displaying what he can provide as a teammate, as we're going to be seeing the team flash Kyo. It's going to be throwing that in for Apex, trying to flash him in, and there's 4 members of Fnatic going to be staring down Apex. If he picks this, he is not going to be given a chance, though. Olaf, too quick on the Tech 9, puts a rifle in his palm. There's now 3 members of Envy have to hold this one, and actually, Happy, he's going to go a little too aggressive, find one towards Moto. Not going to get a second as Flusher too quick on the Galil. As now this could spell trouble for Kyo. He's left alone. NBK's on the rotate as fast as he can, but Kyo doesn't need no help. Finds 2, and now it's just going to be the 1. Dennis trying to retrieve that bomb, and it doesn't even need to as he finds the head of NBK. Solid 3 frags from Dennis there, trading out nicely for his team, as well as Dennis demonstrating his prowess in that 1v1 situation. Puts 8 on the board for Fnatic and a much-needed round for the Swedes.
That was sick moving from Kyo as well. Just like looking up over the smoke, then hopping up towards Graveyard, getting both shots. That was sexy. That's sexy CS. But that surely buy-up actually worked out for Fnatic as well. It was like, what, was it 3... kind of utility players and 2 rifles then, and it paid off, and JW's going to go and screw it. I want to get more money in my bank, and picked up an SMG, and Envious, P250s, a Deagle, 5-7 there with Apex with a touch of armor, and 1 smoke for MBK, so stacking out towards the A side seems like maybe the best option possible here. Kenny's seeing a little closer, trying to just peer over that smoke, see if anyone's pushing up from second mid, but while this happens, it's all heading through B. MBK's the one who's waiting on that B site, hoping they don't come here. He's just up on top, going to put that smoke down, and just has to wait this out.
Yeah, patience is going to be key. At this point, the CT's job is just to steal some rifles away from fnatic, as MBK is just making sure that roofing was done correctly. Here on Inferno, and fnatic are about to go on the offensive, charging through, and JW at the spearhead of that push, and understandably so. MP7 is doing all the necessary damage. Olof does get caught off by Happy, though, and that's going to be an AK if he can retrieve it. I think he will. And fnatic are about to test MBK's skills with the P250.
Good luck, MBK.
He can hear the footsteps, and it's just like, good God, there's a stampede of horses on my tail, and he's not going to be able to find one. flusha does neutralize that threat before it becomes anything more.
Hang on a
second, Apex takes 2 with a 5-7. Oh. Okay, deep breaths, fnatic maintain it with 2. And JW picks up 3 in that round. So the right round picked up by fnatic. It feels unusual to say that actually the team that should have won the round did, considering how these teams have been going back and forth with their kind of pistols
crazy
and armor.
buys.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But so far so good. And if we take a quick look at the scoreboard as well, just to remind you guys who is dominating, where Happy is residing at the top of the scoreboard for Envy, and on the other side, flusha on 20.
Can we appreciate the fact that Crims also has like 6 assists as well? Like he's at the top of the scoreboard with 6
Hey, that means
assists.
he's, you know, that means he's a team player. That's,
Yeah,
that's what they always
my
say,
excuse.
right? Yeah, I'm a team player, guys.
That's what they say, like, you've never been that guy. I love that implication. Yeah, that's what the people who don't frag say. But we do have a 4-man stack coming out from Envy towards B, and Apex being the sacrificial lamb to the gods of fnatic, saying, just come towards us. There's no one else here, guys. We promise. Somehow KennyS makes it away from that, down to absolutely sod all HP, 7 HP to be exact. fnatic once again wanting to run the gauntlet here. There is only Happy playing on A, bearing in mind. And Keo, not going to have such luck with that Deagle. And we are resetting this fight almost.
fnatic are about to change of plans. Happy going to be the one who has to pick up what NBK couldn't do in the previous round. This has been kind of 2 rounds in a row where Envy haven't brought too much to the battlefield, and it's going to be too easy for flusha, as I don't think even 1 bullet was released by Happy before his doom was sealed. Now though, NBK, Keo and Kenny are just like, hey guys, we've got some pistols, let's go ahead and keep them within our grasp. Coming into this next one, I say that, looks like Keo is actually fancying his chances. JW is no more, courtesy of that deal headshot, and that's going to be pretty much all she wrote. I say that, look, maybe fnatic might want to go hunting, but there's not too much to worry about. Instead, Envy are just going to keep hold of this one, try and catch potential exits. fnatic have so many routes out of this site safely that I don't think that's going to be the case.
Last couple of seconds, and... Oh, Keo still died!
I was looking at it a little unusually. I was just kind of like, Keo?
Oh, and MBK's even been
just
found
on
as well.
the precipice of that bomb radius, and he only had 6 points of health. Does mean we're going to be seeing another AWP in play, though, as it's time to see what Kenny can do this time on the CT side. We saw how influential JW was over on that CT side, getting both the early pick middle, even that early aggression in apps, excuse me. And now we go once again back into this round. 10-10. These guys have never been between, I think it's about 2-3 rounds away from each other throughout the entirety of this game. And of course, it's a big one for Envy. We're going to continue to remind you guys that this is that their current top 4 spot is not a guarantee, both depending on their results and the other teams battling for that top 4 spot.
Bear in mind, this round has some real importance as well. Their money is far from ideal. They have nothing to really fall back on. So if they don't make this count, they're kind of screwed here, or at least they'll be on a really shoddy kind of purchase, which we know Envy can really do well on, but you don't want to be down to that. But let's look at what fnatic are doing this round. They've gone and taken over a hell of a lot of mid-control, flashing up towards that smoke, but there's so much smoke around them they can't see it all. So MBK soloing out there. Apex just staying alive. That's all he has to do at this point. And look at this, fnatic back away. Just by their time, they drew the players over. Olaf staying to lurk, and now they're joining Crims over by B for now. Happy comes back. MBK finds Crims.
That's really quite idyllic for Envy. Just like as soon as fnatic start to rotate towards B, NBK gets that kind of front runner frag. That's so necessary in order to stop fnatic in their tracks, and it's exactly what it's done.
But then again, Olaf just tagging up one player has forced Happy to fall back towards A, so kind of vice versa here. But now they know what's happening. MBK has to deliver, and he can't. Dennis mows him down. Happy, quick on the rotate, does get a nade through, does get a tag, but it doesn't pick up anything. Bomb's going to go down on Barbecue, and now Happy, Kenny, Apex, and Keo on the retake with fnatic well set up. These 3 players on the site can focus in on the angles they're all coming from.
Yeah, the smoke does dissipate, so Happy has eyes towards New Box, maybe even a kind of offensive peek from Emo. Apex does get that though. So now 3v4, as it looks like this one's going to go back and forth, quite reminiscent of how these rounds have gone. Now just Kenny though, does have an AWP in play, and he is right in on that side, trying to keep hold. The T's are the ones that just have to keep and wait this one out. The bomb radius is going to be a threat for Kenny. He knows it. He is going to go down to Flusher, forced to try and evacuate, and they knew they had the exits. And that's going to be another round under the fnatic belt, and Flusher a big part of that. 3 frags for him into that one.
And now the issue is money's pretty shoddy. Look at this, you know.
This could be the lead fnatic that I've been kind of hunting for.
Exactly, and they're starting to build bank themselves. Flusher up on 7k can drop out, what, 2 guns at any point now, pretty much going forward if needed. And the others, if they retain these weapons, they're in a great position going forward that they can weather the storm for maybe 2 extra. So there's a lot of backing now behind fnatic, and Envy have to dig deep. Now they are certainly not unfamiliar with this situation, but it's not started off well. Flusher finding MBK is going to leave B so much more vulnerable, but whether fnatic read into that as might be a stack. Yeah. They saw that they did that before with Apex being there.
It's a decision you'll often see both teams make, where you know you're not bringing too much into the battlefield, so you do just go for that early pick. Take the risk and try and net yourself some reward. Give yourself an early advantage. Hell, even maybe get a weapon if you're lucky. Didn't quite work out this time for MBK, and you can see that snowball is going to start to both increase in size and speed as it's starting to roll on down. Look pretty damn good for fnatic.
And the thing is that often when you do stack out B, you kind of want to entice them. You know, you want to put a play out there, sacrifice them almost, to then say, okay, let's make them push. But fnatic having none of that, they're like, screw that. If you're going to give us something as easy as that as an Opa, we're going to question what you're doing. And they are slowly working towards A, but there are 2 players here from Envy. Apex tucked into one corner, Keo down by the truck. This is a good angle for Apex. He can't make the most of it as Flusher will just bully him through, and now Keo's in trouble. He's being surrounded. He will take down Flusher, but that rifle... Keo, what was that? Beautiful shot in the second, but it's not enough to do anything to this round, really. Unless Happy, oh my word, can do something unreal.
Yeah, not going to be happening, so fnatic do acquire themselves a 12th as they narrow in and zone in on that potential 16. But Envy aren't going to let that one slip away. It's weapon time once again. As you stated already, though, fnatic are starting to build up quite some bank. Another win would put them in very good stead for that 16. You can see how quickly that shot was. And it's like he didn't even need Apex's help finding that head. That assist meant very little. And so here we go. Once again, fnatic are going to be taking the rather slow approach and leaving that bomb towards T-Ramp. This time, however, the exception to that rule is JW bringing the AWP into play. We aren't going to be seeing the early exchange between the 2 of them. Instead, we are going to be seeing Envy look for a rather standard 3-2 split. The early banana control has been given up, though, to fnatic as they're allowed to stretch their legs and try and dig themselves some sort of encampment. 70 seconds on the clock, and we are yet to see fnatic give too much of an indication of what they've got in store.
I just want to appreciate how sexy that night is, I'm not going to lie. Jesus.
Sparkles,
gorgeous. You kind man. Anyway, here comes the play. At least a little bit of a touch of aggression. That's going to give Envy the start here. Flusher going down will maybe keep their attention drawn towards B, but certainly not the case for fnatic. They are heading over towards A straight away on the rotate. Kenny is backing around, trying to adjust for this push-up. Leaves Happy watching the cross and the push-through if required.
Yeah, I like this.
But no one committing just yet. Envy kind of taking a leaf out of fnatic's book, playing passive, but Quad is getting a lot of attention, and Apex actually winning out there.
He is always going to be dealing with this so well. Keo's trying to get away. He does manage to find cover. He's been playing this very, very well. As we are going to be seeing JW manage to shut that dream down. Now the numbers do favor Envy, but for how long? That is the question as JW gets another one. That's 3 in this round already. He's well on track for the ace. Oh my god, that's 4. This could actually happen. Happy left to do it all for Envy. Crims, the other man standing, doesn't look like he's been necessary so far. As JW has just decapacitated 4 members. And he's just going to be playing the waiting game. Happy's like, hang on, let's do the maths. I probably should get away with this AWP. He's going to do just that. But still, sterling stuff from the fnatic AWP.
The best part is people hate AWPing on the T side here, and he's just shown you what he can do. He's actually chasing down the ace. Happy's on highway. He's peeking. Oh, Happy denies him any happiness. How could you? But he does at least hit the AWP. And to be fair for Envy, they kind of needed that. Look at the money; it's far from great. Kenny, ironically, was one who was actually poorer than most, so he'll at least be dropped out here. Happy can rebuy up. And on the T side, they're still in a good spot. Flush is going to go for the P90. Why not? I guess. But still, yeah, fnatic. What a brilliant play from JW to be able to do that sort of impact on the T side with an AWP on Inferno. Just shows you what they've got here. But still, Kenny looking for an early peek here, maybe through apps towards second mid. Gets the chance, doesn't get the shot, going to be kind of a little scolded on the way out for taking that opportunity. But while this happens, fnatic building up towards B quite quickly here. And that could test MBK and Happy.
It certainly could. He's aiming exactly the right spot. He knows he's done a good section of the work. Crims is actually going to be finished off beforehand, though, by the bullets of MBK. fnatic, they're bringing in this P90. I'm not sure how much faith I have in it. Flusher down to 18 points of health. He's the one staring down the barrel of A. The smokes have completely vacated, and we are going to be seeing a refresh thrown in. Dennis wins out on NBK, and that's going to maybe be the start of a B play. You can see Kenny's already considering a rotate. As is Dennis, though. So many players so tagged up. How many nades have we got left? I think I see 2 HEs on the side of Envy.
Molly
nothing
as well
for fnatic other than that Molly on Olof.
Maybe could... I don't know, the places they're playing aren't really ideal for the Molly either, so see if that does come in. Olaf just going walkabouts. He's been playing this lurking role, baiting role, and actually is getting us away from B. Happy, he's surrounded. He has to do the damage. He gets down one, but it's a trade out. It's a 1-for-1 trade. B is open. JW's going to get ahead of the curve. Olaf now executes as well. They're cutting them in half. This is beautiful stuff from fnatic, and it's all down to Kenny. He's watching the cross, but fnatic have turned tail and head back towards A.
fnatic are just teaching Envy a lesson on this T side. Truly inspirational stuff from them. And I mean, Happy, that was a mess up on his part. He had to just dig his heels in on B. If he had held on Newbox, held on cores, held anywhere on B other than going aggressive and trying to flash his way through the smoke, he would have still be breathing. He would have still had an opportunity to bring this round home. Instead, though, Kenny trying to save that AWP, and fnatic are another step ahead.
But this is the thing, fnatic make you want to take back map control because Envy were playing almost blind at that point. They had no control really anywhere. Olaf was starting to flex on towards A, kind of show his muscles. And then it was just, it forces players like Happy to want to go to get information, to go, okay, let me just see if there's someone there. And of course, fnatic met them with open arms. Oh, Kenny, no! JW!
It's so scary. I'm not even playing and I'm scared. I'm like, oh God, I mean, that's going to be spelling trouble for Envy. The question was going to be, will they go for it? And it looks like they most definitely will. There's no real choice about it, unless they believed in the overtime. Instead, we are going to be seeing a Nova and a FAMAS brought into this one. Just the one Molotov for the defensive side. Plenty of smoke, though, to delay and waylay the offense. Flusher throwing out his early Molotov to deny any fast banana control. I don't think that's Envy's plan, though, considering they have just sent NBK to B. The majority committed towards A, and actually this looks like the right call from the TT side.
So, remember, guys, this will be Envy's chance to get towards the finals. If they don't win this, there's still time for recovery. But fnatic is making this hurt, and here we go. It's down to a 4v3. Happy in a great position, but he's been just kind of gifted the chance, and he whiffs it! Flusher backs away, he gets the shot, and Envy are down to 2, make it 1. NBK is out of this, and this is going to be the 15th round, surely.
2 rounds running. Happy goes for an aggressive play, and it does come back to bite him. Now NBK just clutching onto his Nova, and fnatic have really... They are just heads and shoulders above them now. This has been incredibly impressive that they've managed. I mean, how many is that back-to-back now? Let me just count this for you. That is a grand total of 9 back-to-back rounds.
So Envy have 2 more games after this. They're currently on 36 points. But one of those games is TSM. The other is Mouse Sports. They need this win to stay relatively safe. Otherwise, their position is up for grabs. This is insanity. They have to win this. I can't stress this enough, and fnatic have turned the hell up. 15-10. This is looking worrying for Envy.
Yeah, Envy, you know, they are currently under threat. The defending major champions are currently in a position where they could not be present at the ESL ESEA Pro League Finals. Currently just FAMAS for them to operate with. And Apex has started strong, though. He has managed to both eliminate Dennis and tickle Crims down to 52. And you see a bit of a slowdown from fnatic. Envy have kind of been quite insistent on this 3-2 split. The only time we saw the kind of one change to that was, of course, Happy's reliance on that CT Arch hold when the call is made. But you are going to be seeing, once again, this double B hold. And fnatic are so good. They're basically, if you give them early banana control, they will take it and they will use it. And that's what they've been doing throughout this T side. I mean, I have to correct myself. It was 8 rounds back-to-back. This would be their 9th. And they have completely schooled Envy on how to play T side Inferno.
It's been outstanding. And now Envy just have to wait 40 seconds. And second by second, round by round, the chance of them staying in that top 4 is slipping through their fingers. As already, they do try and get some redemption there. Keo finding JW is certainly a step in the right direction, but still, they're edging towards B, and MBK is now being left more and more alone here. He will have the first shot towards Flusher, but he can't make the most of it. fnatic have penetrated that B site, and you know, shooting wildly like that, Happy, is not going to help you out at this point, but it's a 3v3 and fnatic are low.
They most definitely are. Still got a chance. Kenny finds one. Not going to get the second. Crims a little too quick on the trigger. All off to babysit. And it's all then on to Keo, the one man who has control of his team's fate. And it doesn't look like he's got too much of a chance. Crims is trying to get himself a good angle on Banana. The crossfire is real, but Crims does it in a blink of an eye. We have 16-10, our final score. A sterling T-side from fnatic, and you have to kind of look at the other side of the coin then. With this, we was kind of hammering home that this was an opportunity for Envy to secure their spot and to, you know, to cement their position in the offline stages at the Pro League Finals. But the flip side of this is this was an opportunity for fnatic to not have to face against Envy in the offline stage. This was a big opportunity for them to just say, nope, we don't want to have to play you there. We don't have to play you in an offline environment. We saw what you could do.
We don't like it.
We're not a fan of it. So of course, Envy have been in, I mean, fantastic form, especially towards that major. So, big win from fnatic and a very sour taste in the mouth of Envy.
This is getting scary. Okay, so the things that could really...
She's been doing maths. Honestly, before we were on camera, she was sitting there like...
I count with my fingers, Alex. I'm a bit simple. There's no need to rub it in.
Hey man, I was in exams doing my 9 times table on my hands. Do you know that trick?
It does work.
Yeah,
it works really well. Sorry. Okay. Maybe English schooling, just, you know, we're a bit thick overall. We have to count our fingers, through and through. But basically that puts a bit of a predicament here because let's remember now, Envy have 3 games tonight. That was their first. So that's a loss for them. They stay on 36 points. Now, the best they can hope for now is 42 overall, which would be absolutely fine. That's relatively safe. Okay. That's relatively safe. But TSM is one of their opponents, which...
Tough game. Tough game again. And it's the same story as fnatic, where the TSM have a chance to not face Envy if they pick up that one.
And it's on Cobble, so read into that what you want. Okay. You can make it an interesting one. And then the last game of the night for them will be against Mouse Sports on Cash, which is actually going to be a hard game. Mouse Sports are relatively strong on Cash. Damn. We'll see how that goes. So, you know, still up in the air for Envy. And to make it worse, if Na'Vi play well now, and they've got Hellraisers and Virtus Pro tonight, that will make it even closer. So they'll basically move up into 3rd, essentially. Right. And then keep it even closer in that 4th spot where, you know, pretty much Dignitas can move into position. They've got Penta still. And
I mean, can we not just put, them not necessarily updated?
No,
let's not put the update, but let's just put the standings up on your screen so you can see the state of affairs. We'll explain what's going on a little better. Right. So, okay, this is what Lauren's been talking about. So, Envy's predicament at the start of the night has got a little more leniency than most. They only have 19 matches played in comparison to most having around 20. So you can see them closing them out through the evening. This is not the final amount, of course, of matches. 22, of course, for every team. Correct. So they've got a little more room to breathe. They have 3 matches. They've started a little bit poorly on the first against fnatic, who have nothing to gain or lose from tonight. They are safe. Now, Envy have 2 more games to be played. Now, if they lose both of them, or they stay around the same point, it opens up for Na'Vi to take over and move into 3rd. And then that leaves an even bigger predicament for 4th, where the likes of Titan and Dig still have opportunity. So we need to keep our eyes on basically 4 different games going on in the next couple of minutes to see where these guys will end up. That top 4 just became a lot more open as Envy just lost to fnatic. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a blockbuster then. Our next game is going to be coming up after this.
Yeah, it's Na'Vi versus Pro, so this is going to be
This
huge.
is a big one for Na'Vi. So this is exactly what Lauren was talking about. I just wanted to make sure I'm right in thinking this. So VP, we saw they've already had a jab at Dignitas and fell by the wayside. Virtus Pro, I think they're in like 9th position now or something. Is it? Yeah, 9th position at the moment. So they are completely out of the running. We knew that from the get-go. They now have an opportunity to stand in the way of Na'Vi, and it's going to be an interesting one. We get to see how desperately Na'Vi wanted to secure that spot in the top 4. An opportunity, of course, to contend and to battle it out with both Envy and Dignitas as they start to hunger for that top 4 spot. A reminder once again, though, about the Score Esports application. Do be sure to check it out. If you want to try and get your head around what we're talking about, we are shouting numbers at you and trying to explain what's going on, but it is all, of course, available over at the Score Esports application. So go ahead and grab that on your smartphone, and while you do that, we'll be back with your the third game.
Them pretty much safe. The only danger is if anyone gets tied up on 36 points. That's the danger cap.
So 36 is the scary number.
36 means there could be ties. So if Dig make it to 36, Titan already on 36, and Envy are on 36, that's the problem. So you've got 3 teams essentially on there right now, but then a lot more teams, a lot more games to play out, so it can still change. But anyway, we are into this game, and it deserves our attention.
It most definitely does, and you've already highlighted this will be Navi's last game in the online stages of this Pro League, and it's a big one for them. VP have already fallen by the wayside of Dignitas, and now Na'Vi need this win. As Lauren stated, this would put them in pretty damn good stead, with almost a guaranteed spot for the offline stages. Currently residing at 36 with their win already today, and now they're going to have to go ahead and do one better to acquire that magical 39. So here we go then, folks. Na'Vi on the T side, VP, Virtus Pro are going to be on the defensive side, and we're going into Dust 2. Lauren, your thoughts when you see this map between these two teams? I have to say, and I will continue to say it, Virtus Pro tend to have a lot of kind of unwelcome confidence on Dust 2. I always see them say like, oh, we're pretty good at Dust 2, but we have rarely seen evidence of this justified confidence from them.
The one man that I can't help but to look at in this map, in this matchup,
oh, of course,
is Guardian. His CT play on A with the AWP is outstanding, but let's come back to that point, as we are seeing this first round kickoff in quite some style. But this time, Pasha with the lockdown, but it's straight up trading out here, and the T side are certainly in the advantageous spot by this point, taking over short and trying to fight down towards Bialy, who's slowly but surely backing away with that USPS, dying for one more shot to hit, but no, Flamey's going to claim it, and Taz finally claims one back, but the T side aren't committing anywhere just yet. This is still up in the air.
Yeah, just back and forth we go. Frags across the board. 3 members of VP have taken a frag, and all of the work of Na'Vi has been done up by Flamey. Guardian had to pay quite a heavy price to get this far, though. 10 points of health left on him. He is the one wielding the Kevlar as well, which does make things slightly difficult, as it looks like they're about to be walking into Bialy's domain. And he does position himself quite comfortably for pressure from short. Taz, still no indication that it's going towards A. I think he's going to very quickly make that call, though. Still hasn't started to rotate. Comes down to Bialy. One bullet into the head of Zeus. And Guardian quick with the rebuttal. So he does have a chance in order to get that bomb down safely. In fact, no. Oh my god, he hasn't opted for the fast plant. Instead, did cast his eyes towards CT, trying to catch Taz out of position. Instead, gets the bomb down, but Taz has managed to close that gap. He's making footsteps. He knows that he's still hanging about on the side. Taz still closing in, and one bullet. Guardian pressing that jump was a little bit of a mistake, and we're going to have plenty of time for that defuse as well. VP securing their first round, and just Neo, the only member from the Polish side yet to get off the starting line. And good God, he's crippled him. He's like, he's just showing some respect.
Oh. Anyway. 1-0, Virtus Pro picking up the first. And Na'Vi down to 4.
Damn. He's obviously really upset. He's really kind of he's disappointed in himself.
Yeah, it's like, well, I couldn't clutch for my team.
You know what? Like, that's kind of like some of the people I come across in matchmaking. You know, you lose the pistol round. Okay, GG. GG is over.
GG, bad game.
Yep. Okay, that's it. Oh, fortunately, this isn't matchmaking, and we are going to be seeing actually it's Stark standing in. What? Vas?
Do you remember when I said, like, you know, this is a really important game for them, and
they really shouldn't be taking these risks?
Don't get stuck on 36. If they get stuck on, everything gets complicated. Oh, they're going back in. All right, Starks. But no, don't get me wrong. Starks has played in this lineup previously.
Yeah, of course. Let's go back to that
Guardian.
point. Let's go back to that point you made not too long ago, where you're like, it all kind of, you know, you look at Guardian on Dust 2. He's always been so damn influential, especially on that CT side. This time though, on the attack for Na'Vi. maybe their thoughts are a second round off the back of a pistol. We don't necessarily have much hope for it, but I think they
look
do.
What they've invested
yeah, exactly.
Into
they put a lot into it. Let's see what they can build off this. Watch Starix get a 5k here. Cease most definitely won't be, as he is now down.
Strange play as well, pushing that player through kind of by the double doors with the rifle straight away. It does get recovered into the hands of Flamey now. He's going to be peering out, but Edward's done the work with the Deagle already on towards shore. Now Neo's in a little bit of a predicament with that P90. You can be kind of ducked under, peeked on, and kind of bullied around, and Zeus is not done just yet either. He's going to chime in with his second now. Taz falling to his hand, and maybe Starix is the key to all of this. It's down to the retake on Snacks. They've taken over. A-bomb is down, and Edward, the man to be meeting Snacks at the door. Smoke down. Snacks is just piling it, trying to do what he can with this, and you know, the zero respect play going to come out, but he knows now that he's up against a tough situation. Both rifles still in the hands of Na'Vi. The Snacks drops down towards that CT side of the ramp and pushes through the molly, but met in the back by Flamey, and this is a big round. Zeus and Flamey with the 2 kills being picked up there. Edward as well, of course, with that Deagle play coming out. Really nicely done, well-rounded. That investment paying off and paying dividend. Yeah,
really impressive stuff from Na'Vi, taking 2 AKs into that one, getting as much Kevlar as they could. And they managed to kind of kick Virtus Pro straight in the groin, straight off the start. It was a 1v1. You have to remember that Virtus Pro, you know, they got cut down to a 1v1 before that first round came to a close, so enabled Na'Vi to get a pretty damn decent buy into that second round. Now Flamey has already taken a bit of a beating, and look at this, we've got the double scout, double deagle, or rather double pistol coming into this one. Neo does take one down before Starix gets the better of him, gets a second as well, as Starix is already proving his worth, as he's going to go ahead and release a smoke to enable some sort of cross. Pasha goes down as well, this time Flamey behind that frag, and you have to worry about Snacks from behind. In fact, there it is. Connects onto Flamey, and now the bomb is loose. And Zeus needs to get on the rotate. This could go south again. Surely not another replay of this back and forth CSGO chaos. It's unbelievable. Starix has been forced into doing a hell of a lot of work this round. And I think Snacks is not done just yet. The bomb has just about safely made it across, and you can see the heels. Lovely Zeus just dancing away then, trying to get back to long and making it harder work for Snacks now with 2 angles to try and deal with. Smoke down towards short, going to force him to take a wider angle on the peak as Starix will flash down. Looking to buy time. He's not too sure where Snacks is coming from. They last saw him by elevator, yeah.
He's got the scout. I guess you'd assume that he's going to go for those jump shots quite possibly. Not going to see it at this point, and Snacks is holding that off angle. Starix, a little rusty, maybe there. Not going to land the shot on, but he does manage to make it out on long. He will be safe by this point, and it seems though Snacks wants to keep hold of that scout as well. Yeah, I mean, but look how much damage Virtus Pro did. I mean, one frag not going the way of Starix, and you could have been looking at a Virtus Pro round, and all they invested into that one was like a P250, a Deagle, and 2 scouts. So it's kind of crazy that this is the way the game stands. Crazy to see as well that Na'Vi are going to be coming into this one with the expected buy, just picking up some SMGs. That's all their economy allows, actually, really, for Edward and Flamey, as they've kind of had to keep their finger on the pulse of their money. But we are going to be seeing a UMP and the P90 come into this one. A couple of 5.7s, except just one and a P250 for the boys of the CT side. And they're going straight up mid. They have just kind of got their foot on the gas, trying to catch someone out of position. It's seized, but he is not falling to that. Initially, I say that, he doesn't manage to pick up the AK, and that's just bait for Flamey to jump on in. And it looks like VP are going to be the ones doing the jumping straight into the jaws of Na'Vi. Now just Snacks last man alive again. It seems like a repeat of last time, and Na'Vi just bulldozering their way through this map, basically. Where's Guardian, is the question. Suddenly it's like, Starix is doing okay, to be fair, though. It's just like, no complaints. Don't worry about it, man. I got this. But, I mean, we did just make a really kind of... we made a big point about, you know, Guardian, big game for Na'Vi. It is a big game for Na'Vi. I feel that once Virtus Pro go on the buy and they start adding more pressure, then we could see like a... help. Starix is rock... hang on. All right, let's see where you go, Starix. I believe. Maybe I shouldn't, but I believe. I mean, he is just going to try and fill the shoes of Guardian as best he can. And big shoes to fill. Yeah, huge shoes to fill. I think he's about size 13, 14. Anyway. you take that for a while. Okay. Anyway, so again, we're seeing Na'Vi put a whole lot of influence on towards long. It's kind of been the rinse and repeat. 2 players into long early. Anytime, the exception VP dealt with, and hang on, we'll come back to that, because already Snacks has just gifted Edward a rifle in exchange for what was a UMP. Well, that's a nice looking info. Sorry. You've been admiring the skins today, Laura. Now Taz is on the hunt through towards uppers, and actually, despite the pickup from Edward, and not going to see any sort of interest thrown towards B, instead,
It's flamie who's going on the hunt. 2 players to find it. It's a great angle from Pasha. Takes his time to find the head, though. And now Seas could be meeting a similar fate, but no. Edward and Seas back-to-back frags. Now just Neo, who's creeping and crawling. He's got 4 players staring him down, and he is going to fall down as well. 4 then for Na'Vi. Get the bomb down as well to get some extra cash in their pockets. And it's a pretty damn good start for the CIS side.
Exceedingly good start as well. The economy can be, let's say, a little harsh on Dust 2 sometimes for CT players. It can really spiral quite drastically, especially when we're seeing teams like Na'Vi. Seas even going in for an SMG here. This is...
I mean, it makes sense. They know there's going to be just no armor on VP, and so they're going to try and get even more of an economy built up for the coming rounds, and actually have to worry about Edward here. Yeah,
there's a 3-man stack on Mark from Virtus Pro. That could get dangerous, but he almost accidentally picked up Bialy then as well, just spraying into it. Sees just counting those dollars falling into his pocket as he gets in towards that B site. Says, guys, it's clear. So Snacks and Bialy, where are they? They've certainly found one. Snacks, go for it. Come on, you've got that Zeus.
I want Snacks to kill Zeus. Yeah.
It would be amazing, but seizing the opportunity and taking away any chances that they could have had there. As we do see Seas closing down towards Bialy. So a good round from Seas, actually picking up a lot of kills and a lot of money then. So put himself on 8.6k by this point. Doesn't have to reinvest in towards armor either. He can just stick with what he wants.
Okay. Virtus Pro going for the triple AWP, as this is going to be an intriguing one.
Taz AWPing.
Let's follow him. Let's go. Let's embrace the Taz AWP. Pasha was going for the fast peek. He's just going to be on his way to E. Pasha finds the opening frag on 2.
That's what you get for telling our observer to follow the wrong guy.
I'm sorry, that was my bad. I apologize. But instead, we are going to be seeing what I can only assume Edward is going to be a pretty tough fight for Edward. 2 players to find, and they are going to work together to get the job done. Pretty sure that's a Bob the Builder lyric, actually. Working together to get the job done.
Yeah, I think
that is. Yeah, there we go. Either way,
your mind goes to weird places.
Either way, it's numbers highly favouring the VP side, and doesn't look like they're going to get the bomb down anytime soon, but that flash is a start and actually finds one frag. Not good up in the second, but Pasha's AWP a little too quick. Taz, in the meantime, did the same as well, because there's not too many AWP frags from Taz, you see.
All the kills so far have been by the triple AWPs. So it's actually worked out.
It's true.
In a weird way. And Na'Vi just kind of scratching their heads like, okay,
boom.
So
triple AWP, baby.
Every single kill coming in from an AWP player then. Neo picking up one on long, Taz towards B, and Pasha, of course, in mid, laying down the law with, a very sexy gun. But yeah, that's a little strange, but if it works...
If it works, it works.
Yeah, I guess I'm not one to question it. However, there's of course ways to get around AWPs at this sort of extreme point, and let's see if this is going to be one of them. They're trying to bait on the cross here. Pasha does get control, does get the peek, but a little sloppy at times. He gets tagged up and has to back away.
Look at this, stack through mid.
Oh, he had such a chance then. He was powering through to catch him up, but they somehow meet them right at the gates. Yeah,
and Na'Vi been slowed down, waylaid by Taz's flash. You can see flamie's just trying to catch some sort of glimmer of hope on this B side. That's it. That's the start. Now Pasha's the only man with an opportunity to catch him on the cross. I say that. We are going to be seeing Snacks shut down by Starix. He was their other opportunity, and now Pasha, lucky to be breathing, just 2 points of health to his name. And we are going to see flamie aided by that smoke for the cross. Trying to get an eye over it is Pasha. We already stated just how vulnerable he is, and Starix is going to be meeting 2 very, very quickly. If he's not too careful, Bialy changes his mind, and instead is going to come from the front. Bomb's down, though.
And they clutch this. Neo coming in through the tunnels. He needs to time it absolutely perfectly. Starks is watching tunnels. You got Seized watching hole in the wall and flamie tucked in on the site. And here we go. Bialy runs the gauntlet first and gets found by flamie almost instantly. But Neo edging in that smoke, working well for him. Pasha's already backing away, and I think he knows that this is not going their way. Na'Vi put their flag in that B site, and they've claimed it for themselves. And it's time to run, save hold of those AWPs, and Pasha should be watching the cross out. He could get a bit of damage done here, and he does do just that. There's the first, but no more to follow. Starix, even though he may not be in the main lineup, showing you he's got a little bit of fire there.
Indeed, I mean, sitting there at 7 frags, doing a very decent job for himself. Sitting at the top of the scoreboard, no problems for him as of yet. And, I mean, I started to think that second round in a row was going to go the way of VP with the triple AWP. They got the initial 2 frags, but Na'Vi just managing to kind of hold fast and go for a push onto B. Of course, it's quite a smart move, a good maneuver. You know, you set their way to counter a triple AWP, pushing into that close quarters site, which can be countered by, what, two smokes? Probably a good start. And it's good to see that they did manage to read into that one quick enough. Now, though, we are going to be seeing an intriguing one for the VP boys. Limited nades, just kind of Neo is going to be the utility man. The rest of them kind of bare bones. This is more of a standard round from the VP boys. It's kind of unusual to see.
Yeah, this is a classic Na'Vi though. The slow play up short. It stopped working for quite some time, and then they started to find a little more form. But Neo playing from those cars is going to meet them on that cross, and this is where we see the difference in Na'Vi now. They've been a little more fluid. This was their classic play. Around 40 seconds, they'd always push up short. They'd take mid control and try and work towards the A site. This time though, they're switching up. Zeus is splitting through mid. Snax is waiting, back turned with the flash probably in hand, if needed. Taz holding the push out on B as well. Taz actually kind of retracting in towards the B side itself. Zeus is watching the cross, helps out. That gives away his position, but now notices theirs. He gets the 1-for-1 trade up, but it has just left Starix. And that does mean the Virtus Pro deal with that threat on B perfectly this time.
Yeah, second time's the charm. So Na'Vi kind of fall to the same problem where they lost 2 players early, didn't this time manage to get their teeth into the B site. It doesn't look like it's going to be affecting their economy too sternly. We are still going to be seeing the full buy coming out of them, and I say full buy, 2 Molotovs for Na'Vi to implement into this round, and I have to apologise for that one.
Animal.
Excuse me, but I think that's going to be enough of a warning shot. Stark's training his aim towards mid is going to manage to net himself a tag on towards Neo, down to 34. byali going aggressive, only going to net him the 1, traded out by flamie, but very kind of rare to see someone go so openly aggressive without the support of either a teammate or a flash.
Maybe you felt the Pasha could have helped. I don't know. They had some mid presence, but flamie doesn't care at all. Just walks through, takes a chance, backs away. Pushing those 2 players out of mid. Does allow Na'Vi some flex towards Catwalk, up short if needed. Neo does find Starix though, and one by one they're falling here. They're being caught in this middle section, and Virtus Pro just keeping them close, molding them into this. Taz pulling himself through those B tunnels as well. He's going to find Edward in a second, but Edward finds him first, and it's down to a 3v2.
Numbers favouring Na'Vi. They managed to turn this one on its head, but for how long? Good God, Neo misses a crucial shot, and Edward, so precise. 3 frags in the round, and manages even to recover the double AWP for his squad. I say that, in fact, no. Change of plan. Both of them dropping the AWPs, as they're like, actually, guys, to be fair, we haven't got Guardian. Starix has been kind of relatively influential with the rifle, more so than the AWP, but it's a smart decision. And as
they have to actually buy one.
And they buy one? Okay, miscommunication.
Yeah,
they're both like, we only need one.
Yeah.
We only need one, so they both drop it. Oh, you see, it happens to the best of us, folks. You're not alone. I say you're me. I'm not alone. It's definitely happened more than one occasion. And now we are just going to be seeing what is essentially one of the most close to an eco rounds you're going to be seeing. We do just see Kevlar on Pasha, even picked himself up a Deagle, and byali rocking the 5-7.
Treating himself to that. Might be able to find something with it. So far, it's not gone too well, though. Zeus already picking up byali on shore is just kind of a... Well, if you want to go towards A, guys, you've got a great chance now. But look at Na'Vi, they're through on every part of the map. flamie and Caesar are already out on B. It's forcing Virtus Pro to try and get some map control, to a limited degree, of course, with pistols. And that's already Starix finding Taz, so it's down to pretty much the man you highlighted at the start. Pasha, who does have the Deagle with armor. Last man standing, does at least find Starix. Recovers an AWP. Almost going to catch there. Towards flamie, I believe that was. He's holding close. He can't win this round, but he can certainly do some damage. No chance in hell. Zeus leaps out and gets the job done. Na'Vi looking very strong on the T side here.
Yeah, very impressive stuff from them, especially considering the kind of... We still haven't got to the bottom of this absence of Guardian. We lost him after the pistol round and then proceeded to just have Starix instantaneously join in and just continue playing. We said already, this is a big one for Na'Vi. You cannot forget that. You have to kind of keep that in mind, keep that at the front of your mind. This is how important this one is for Na'Vi. Of course, an opportunity to both get to America and get one step closer to the biggest chunk, or the bigger chunk, of that rather stacked prize pool. 250,000 on the line. As Taz is the only man without the rifle. He's holding what you would expect with just a CZ. Tight angle. Hoping to see someone extend through B. Sprays coming out, but nothing to write home about just yet. flamie slightly tagged up, and he's in a prime position to get 2 frags here, but Snax, great hold, manages to trade out, and nothing more is going to come of that one. Just yet.
I think just yet is the prime point here. Taz, I hate that angle. I play it more often myself when I'm on B, but it's so annoying. But it does work out for him, and it actually does force Na'Vi down to just 1 man now remaining. Zeus, slowly but surely, Virtus Pro were getting those picks down, and they did hold them back. Finally, having enough utility, not picking up the triple AWP, which kind of did work out weirdly enough, but still, going back to basics, it pays off. But let's look at Na'Vi here. They have got so much money beside them at the moment. Now, whether or not they decide to share that out, if they just want to go for something, a little bit here and there, a little bit of a kind of quasi-buy, or if they're going to go for the full purchase up. There they are. They're going to drop out the guns, try and get a good purchase throughout on everyone. Starks once again running the AWP as well. So they're just trying to take their time, trying to bait out the shots, and Snax isn't going to miss that one.
Yeah, no problem. No cigar for Na'Vi. 2 down. And looks like a third could be quite soon on the cards. Pasha's going to emerge through the smoke. I say that actually. I thought he was going to flash through, but he gets caught out. Zeus trying to even the numbers, and he has done so. Now, just one man stands away from a 3v3. Sees does find him. It was Snax trying to emerge through double doors, and it cost him his life. And now Na'Vi, they haven't actually really gathered too much ground. Still 2 of them towards T-spawn. Zeus, the only man who's trying to kind of hunt something down towards shore, and VP are just jumping into their mouths at this point. Neo and Taz, the only 2 remaining for VP, and they have completely left the site. I'm not sure what's going on the CT side.
I think they aren't playing to the normal, I guess, style that I'm used to. But you know, the early aggression did pay off to some degree, but then of course they couldn't quite sustain at this point. Taz almost aiming at his teammate then as Neo does fall. He does get the first, he gets the second. And now Taz left in the 1v1. The nade could have done the job, but it was seized with the Glock in the end to close it down. And Na'Vi getting a round closer to closing this one down in their favor. Bearing in mind, this is for their route towards those finals. This could put them up into 3rd position. So a very well-needed round for them, a very well-needed map for them. They need to keep this up.
They most definitely do. We're going to be seeing an SMG interplay. Edward seems to have a very good read and very kind of... He's definitely got some confidence behind that SMG. He seems to know exactly when there's going to be a limited Kevlar buy. And again, he's spot on, bang on the money in more ways than one, potentially, as they are starting to push towards long. There is Bialy and Pasha who could be walking into his clutches, and he's going to find one. There's the back of Bialy. He does check his corner, but it's a little too late. And Pasha's P250 nets him a kill and a weapon. Snax in the meantime on B. Found Flamey. And the bomb is still at T-spawn. Na'Vi have just spread themselves out, and it doesn't look like they're planning on planting anytime soon.
No, it's still very much up in the air.
Okay.
Hello, there we go. Finally takes him down. And taking the challenge here. This feels a little more puggy than I'm used to, but it's actually kind of working out, I guess, for pro in this round. Kind of. This round, maybe.
You know how sometimes like rounds happen, you go, oh, sexy CS.
Yeah.
This is not.
It.
No, this is not sexy CS right now. We'll see what they can do with it.
All right, Starix, let's see what you got. You're normally the coach. It's your time to shine. We've seen 2 coaches standing in recently. Both have been getting a bit of flack, but I guess Starix is, you know, expected a little more of.
Okay,
You see the UMP. He gets it. Nice work towards Pash. He's got a smoke for the cross, but says, screw it, I'm going walkabouts.
VP, in the meantime, are having a little bit of a mother's meeting towards Underpass, and they're going to be on their way this time now towards the A site. The indication has been made, and now Snax and Taz pincer movement in, closing in on that location. 1 long, 1 short. Prepares himself. He's in the pretty prime position as well. I mean, he means he's pretty safe from that short player. He's expecting Taz to push, and fluffs his lines. He's given a second chance. What? Screw the scope. He rips it off the AWP, and now just has to deal with 1. He's getting pushed though towards Elevator, and actually he's got an opportunity to get it. He misses it. Maybe he should stick to the no-scope in Starix. And we are going to be seeing the defuse come in as well as the AWP retrieval. He's got no kit! He has absolutely no kit! It's going to be an AWP retrieval mission, and by some weird twist of fate, Starix picks up the clutch.
Do you remember when we said this is not sexy CS?
This is beer goggle CS.
God, he's about 6 pints in CS at this point. Jesus.
God.
Look at this. He like whiffs the first one. He's like, wait. Now I remember. All right,
yeah, that's right. You don't aim in. You don't.
Snax not gave away the game then, but like you can see Starix going, wait, no, that smoke came from like.
You pieced it together.
Okay.
Yeah. Panic.
And then panic struck. That's incredible. All right, but still, let's remember here, this is a big game for Na'Vi, even though it's not quite as smooth and beautiful as we expected. It's still going well, and Starix does get down the first. Neo falling may open up options towards B, and it looks like that's where the T side are heading towards as we're watching Bialy pick up a random kill towards C, so he doesn't even do that. And the B side is now partly in control by Na'Vi. Yeah,
last round for VP to try and put the 5th on the board, and it's not looking too likely. Starix is, left in a clutch, and no armor for him, makes it up in the end as Pasha does fall. And we are going to be seeing 11-4 on the half. And yeah, I mean, we saw that the observer was trying to point out Starix's score. He's definitely kind of proved his worth in this one.
Oh, definitely. Like the thing is that you can give coaches a little bit of grief, and you can say, Starix hasn't been playing, of course, as much as the rest of the Na'Vi boys, but you can still see he is a phenomenal player. There's no disputing that. He can still, obviously keep up and do well against the likes of Virtus Pro. So, we mock and we giggle a little, but at the end of the day, they're still winning 11-4.
Yeah, it's definitely been an unusual side of VP we are seeing in this one. Potentially that ninth finish is really weighing heavy on their minds. Given the opportunity to try and best Na'Vi here on Dust 2, and it's not looked at all pretty, I think is the kindest way to phrase it. Yes, now Na'Vi are just 5 rounds away from acquiring a win here. As we are about to dive then into the pistol. This time it's Virtus.pro's opportunity to be on that attacking side. They are the ones to try and call the shots, and I say that Na'Vi could very well go for that offensive CT pistol we've seen so very often. Something that I remember you making lots of noise about was that fast kind of 3-man push towards middle and getting lots of eyes up towards short fast.
See what?
Not happening.
I was like, I like that idea. I remember liking that.
Do you remember that? I think it was Bialy and Kirk.
Yeah. And now they're just like, screw it.
Yeah, none of that.
Oh god, Edward and Zeus are in a really good position to do some damage. It's going to force them to utilize that smoke, and now Virtus.pro do want to make the play through mid. Bialy, Snacks, Neo, Taz, all lining up. Edward, he's gone through. Cease. What? Cease gets it? Where is Cease right now? Okay, he's set up by B, and now finally Edward gets the last 2 just to mess with the Observer. And a clean round for Na'Vi. They're on a very good point here now.
Yep, all good in the hood for
Na'Vi hood.
At this point. VP, however, I mean, when you have a round like that, you are going to bring nothing into that second round. This is a stark contrast, really, from what we saw from Na'Vi in their second round, where they basically, I think it was like an AK, a lot of two rifles. It was 2 rifles. This is the complete stark opposite, where you're rocking a couple of P250s and Kevlar if you want to treat yourself. Flash comes in, and Pasha's actually going to net himself a pickup onto Starix. That could start the rotate, and most definitely should, but Zeus doesn't need any help. He's just holding down Mouse 1. Edward and him do all the hard work. Now just Neo, the chosen one, trying to fight 5. It's not going to happen. And it's going to be Flamey responsible for that frag. 13-4 then. And Na'Vi pick up an easy one, courtesy of Zeus's P90 and Edward's kind of help.
And you gotta feel for Virtus.pro. Like, they get the first one, like, oh, nice guys, we got the opener along, and then suddenly it's like you hear
Flash,
that P90 start. It's like, please, can we get away from here? Yeah. Anywhere but where that P90 was would have been perfect. Well, not even perfect, but, you know, it wouldn't have fed money in towards Na'Vi, which it now has. And, you know, Pasha taking his time on this one. We do see P250 CZ, nothing really to work with. Starix just going walkabouts up mid. He's having a whale of a time. He just wants to fight with the P90. And it doesn't go very well because they've gone around behind him. So suddenly it all falls to the rest of Na'Vi. Edwards pushed up along, turns tail, takes down Taz. And now Zeus has to back away as they do start pushing through, as our Observer is rubbish. Can we just appreciate the mess, Graham? So this is Delayham, again, if you ever know of Delayham. Yeah, Delayham the admin, at Messioso on Twitter. Absolute mug. Absolute mug.
I mean, to be fair, the usual Dust 2 rounds don't look like that. I mean, we just saw a P90 rush straight to suicide, drop off a P90. It's like a delivery. It's like someone made an online delivery order. You know, like, hey, can we have a P90 at middle, please? Yeah, sure,
with,
that's fine.
Extra salami and mushrooms.
Yeah, Asimov skin, if possible. Thank you. Either way, 40 seconds and it is going to be a 1v1. Pasha is severely hindered.
What are you doing?
Fat fingers.
Slipping around the keyboard.
Now, though, 7 points of health. And Flamey is holding the absolute perfect angle. There's almost no way for Pasha to come out on top. He does just put one bullet to the chest of Pasha. And as that buries in his ribcage, we see 14 for Na'Vi.
14-4. Na'Vi looking like they're set to pick up that 3rd position here if all goes well for them throughout the rest of the tournament. This is a well-needed victory for them. And certainly an important one. And the double AWP coming out. Starix and C's going to be opting for those. And Flamey, once again, going aggressive. Okay, this can work though. This can work. It doesn't, but it can on occasion. Neo's going to take him down, and it means that Virtus.pro just has a little bit more of this map to play with. Cease has to kind of hunker down on towards B. Edward playing on long. Starix and Zeus now need to control mid in some way, shape, or form. You can see how Starix is opting to do it. Not very well is the way, as Taz will just break through, and that's a pretty much open here. Edward's locked down long. Zeus pulls back. He catches one on the drop down. Na'Vi is still fighting this one out.
They have the numbers now. Cease and Edward are kind of away from the site. Edward's the one with the opportunity, but he is in long and he's going to be hunted down. He should be by Snacks. He's still breathing. Finally, Snacks steals the air from his lungs, and it is just going to be seized then. They are low, but that's not going to help him with the orb that he's currently holding, but the AK will, as he does walk over and changes his mind. I just realised I was looking at the wrong man. Damn you, Snacks and Seas. They're not even familiar looking names. What? Snacks and Seas, they don't look like each other.
Oh, I thought you meant they weren't familiar names to you by now.
Yeah, like, who's Seas and Snacks? I don't know.
But no, to be fair,
Seized Wonderland? Is that right? But yeah, they're just going to go ahead and
such a toss spot, Alex,
try and save this one. It's going to be an easier job for him. Just hung and fire on BB. Ali and Neo, don't think they're going to consider too much of a hunt. Rather just vacate that bomb. And actually, I say that. He's going to go for the orb retrieval and just jump straight on into the crosshairs of Seized. Neo's in T-spawn, and that's going to be a much-needed fifth for Virtus Pro.
And the thing is that actually Neo had to go all the way back to pick up that bomb. If maybe Seized, I don't know, was brave enough to sit out and watch the cross and question why that bomb hadn't gone down yet, as two of the players were already on site, he may have done some damage there, but I don't think he particularly needs to at this point, as, well, the scoreline so far is pretty condemning to Virtus Pro. They're not a bad side on Dust 2, but you never feel they live up to the caliber you expect of them. I
mean, there's no lying and there's no denying, there's no shame in admitting that VP Dust 2 is not their strongest map. They know that, everyone knows that. And Na'Vi, I mean, their kind of Achilles heel is cash. So both teams have one. Both teams have a map that they just can't seem to crack. And of course, you know, that is to varying degrees. But right now, VP are definitely struggling to hit the ground running in any stretch, or by any stretch of the imagination, excuse me. But look at that 5-7 work. Zeus immediately takes a rifle away from the VP boys, and they haven't stopped there. That one saved AWP is doing great work. Starix with a P250. He did invest into the Kevlar, but it wasn't necessary as he goes unscathed through that exchange, and now it's just going to be Taz and Bialy. Make it just Taz, because Seas is still going. That's two with the orb. And it is just going to be one man left. He goes down as well, and Na'Vi get around. They really did not have a right to win. VP, for the first time in a while, coming into that one with rifles.
And I have had an update. Titan have just lost to NIP as well, I believe. 16. There's so many weird results going on. I'll need to check into this afterwards. As you said, it's 15-5 right now. I need to make sure these results are going to make any difference or not, because if it goes this way, if Envy do well as well, this could be our last two pretty much secured if Na'Vi win this game as well. So we have to see what this one goes down, as already Seized and Edward doing the damage, and Seized stays out confidently and proudly peeking down towards mid as Taz is the last man alive.
Yeah, so 5 members in Na'Vi. We can almost start writing that result on in, but we have to, of course, wait for that death, and it's going to be glorious. Starix with a knife into the spine of Taz to secure the final win and final round necessary. That is going to be an easy pickup then for Na'Vi, and you said it again, an important one, as that's going to put them another 3 points in this table. A reminder, if you have just joined us or missed the intro to the show, this is our last day of the online stages. There's a whole bunch of maps. If you competed in your Vulcan picks, or if you've kind of browsed the Score Esports, you'll know that there is a whole load of games going on off air as well. So you have to kind of be on your toes, keep your eyes on HLTV, as they are going to be constantly spamming the numbers, and you're pulling funny faces.
Because this is the hurt in my brain.
Okay.
I need to find out how Envy have done to basically be able to say that the last two positions are pretty much qualified by Na'Vi and Envy. I think Na'Vi have now put themselves in a position that no one else can essentially reach.
Because that puts Na'Vi at 39. That should put them at
39. So that's pretty much secured them in third place. Now Envy could have possibly gone there if they'd picked up a better result against fnatic, but they can't. So now they have to depend on this game, so they could probably secure both on 39, I believe, which men would lock out pretty much everyone else. That means the Titan can't do anything, considering they just lost to NIP. And I think Dig had to depend on everyone else losing their games to have a chance. So I think we are almost starting to see the shape of what the top four is going to be.
Okay. I'm going to take your word for it while I try and find the results. The notable results you guys have missed at home. Titan pick up the win against Dignitas, which basically knocked Dignitas out of the running. We were, singing their praises, saying their path was starting to look good. They had an opportunity to play against Titan and Penta.
Their path wasn't over yet.
No, until losing to Titan.
No, they could have still gone to 36 and tied it all up at 36.
Assuming
that would depend that everyone else
picked up the lot,
correct.
Picked up the win. Yeah,
so the only chance for Dignitas at that point was that no one else won their games, and they all got locked on that 36 marker for that fourth place, really, because already I think that either Envy or Na'Vi had picked up one game into third. So they were hoping for that kind of tie up at fourth. Now, outside of that, that's now out of the window. So I'm just trying to work out, before we go into that last game, if Titan and Dig can actually get anywhere at this point now. So that's what I need to find out in the next couple of results.
All right, so she's going to be number crunching, so can you. We're going to take a quick break, and while we do that, we're going to cross our fingers and try and confirm what we've got for our top 4. Of course, top 4 teams from Europe going up against the top 4 teams from NA, both battling it out for the biggest slice of $250,000. It's going to be a big one, guys. It's going to be Envy versus mousesports to close out the evening with, of course, your major champions. And a final reminder about the Score esports application, available both on Google Play and the iOS store. So head over there, grab on your smartphone, and while you do that, we'll be right back. Kind of a collection of rather intense games, but we are straight into the action, believe it or not. Envy keen to pick this one up, and then Mouse, of course, given the opportunity to determine how these top 4 will be positioned, in fact. You have the confirmed top 4 now for the Pro League after what has been a bit of a kind of highway to hell for a lot of these teams, as we have had to say goodbye to both Dignitas and Titan, who both had opportunities earlier on. But no, our top 4 stands: TSM, fnatic, Envy, and Na'Vi. And now we're ready. Two players are down, and mousesports are looking to be falling by the wayside in this pistol round. They have made an impact, but not enough, as NBK finds the closing 2 frags. Excuse me.
Are you good right now?
Yeah, I'm just...
You just have a little sippy sip.
I think I'm about to die. Yeah,
okay, take a little sippy sip. I'll take this over. Yep. It's a long diffuse anyway. There's not much going on. It's just NBK just doing what he does best with the 4 kills coming in. But yeah, mousesports went in for a bit of a split through towards A, couple through Squeaky, couple through main. Just trying to go in for a cheeky little plant. You good?
Excuse me.
You're really enjoying that water.
It was refreshing. Oh, he got the balance. Yay.
Oh,
there we go.
Alrighty.
And so we go on in. We're going to be seeing 3 rifles and a 5.7 for Apex. That's all he needs. And Kenny rocking the P90. Nothing, though, for Mouse. They're not interested. Of course, getting that bomb down in that first round does imply they'll be going for that 3rd round buy.
Oh, that rhymed, Alex.
I'm a poet, and I didn't know it.
That's gross. All right, so 1-0 to Envy already. Investment into 3 rifles here. 5.7 just for Apex, and the P90 for Kenny S. And not much can be coming out of this one just yet. Trying to bait him in here. Kio's actually very low, so he's got to be relatively careful, considering that these P250s do a bucket load of damage. And, of course, can the Deagle. There's no point in even saying that. And this man might just start striking fear in their hearts and give you a little flashback, especially on that side. But only gets 1, and sadly can't find any more. Now, mousesports down to 3. The bomb is slowly edging out towards B. I think they tried to fake it towards A, but NBK's kind of will and want to go searching through main has told the rest of Envy that it is a B play and the bomb will be caught up and not been put down. But still, Envy losing out on 2 players then. However, they were the players who didn't really purchase much, so they do retain the rifles and they'll be looking into this one relatively well. But mousesports do have that early buy. Yeah, mousesports' kind of primary mission in that 2nd round was just to be getting that bomb down. No luck there, so instead it's just going to be a little less nady, but we are going to be seeing the 5 AKs coming in. I'm starting that, that's a thing. It's going to be a less nady T round this time for mousesports. So it's a thing now. Just another one for the CSGO dictionary, and we're going to be seeing some early nades thrown out. Going to be seeing a bit of a kind of heavy investment from mousesports into early mid control. Nico is, though, however, swinging by to drop by on towards those A players. Is hanging out towards Squeaky, but NBK puts a couple of rounds into him elsewhere. You've got to note here that no one's playing mid for Envious. They've left that completely sparse, focused on the sides, a little bit of aggression, make it a lot actually, as Apex is going walkabouts with that 5.7. So screw it, I don't even want a gun. I've not actually had a rifle in the last couple of rounds. I'll pick it back up now, but you know, it's insanity. They're going hunting with players who didn't have the rifles then. They do recover 1, so they're taking it away from the opponents, leaving mousesports with 4. And this kind of shoddy play, they didn't make the most of the fact that mid was essentially unguarded, but they still have to go in towards these sites where Kenny S and Kiyoshima are waiting. Now, Kyo can show you a masterclass in this, but Kenny's going to have the first chance. Kyo is having no problem, and he just sprays down 3 bodies of mousesports in 3 seconds, now littering the B site. Even covers himself an AK as well for his trouble. As mousesports' first attempt at a buy is going to be met with a smile from Kiyoshima. And I like the way that actually Envy, even in all that kind of maelstrom and mess and kind of, you know, everything going on, they even took the rifle away from mousesports in case they were going for a little bit of that shoddy mix buy. You get the Tech 9 with armor rather than the full rifles, and then hit it as well. So upgraded themselves to an AK, which I think now in the hands of NBK probably, as Kyo recovered his own as we saw at the end. And they just make sure everything is always covered off with these guys. It's beautiful. It really is gorgeous to watch. But looking at mousesports now, no armor, Deagles, P250s, Tech 9. Once again, plant would be the best thing in the world for them to come out of this. Now, Apex has pulled himself down towards mid here. It's not the 3-man stack out towards A. But there's still MBK, they're still happy. And actually, ironically enough, MBK not playing in MBK. It's happy sitting here, and he's going to be peeked by Nico. Stunning little peek on that one, but MBK's going to pick up the slack, but the players are starting to run through. No armor to be found. This is shooting fish in a barrel. A nice clean round for Envy coming through.
Yep, shooting mouse in a trap. That's going to be the fourth. As we do see just the one man go down. I like how you identified that NBK let Happy take his corner for a bit into that one. But yeah, your mouse spot's yet to get off the starting line. We are going to be seeing them come back in with a second attempt at a rifle round. Two members of mouse sports yet to get off the starting line in terms of frags. Chris J just rocking the one assist, but this time he has been given the AWP. The chances of an assist are a little decreased when you are rocking the AWP. And Lauren, what's happening here?
The one thing I love about Chris J, the way he plays with the AWP on this map, is he goes to the truck and peeks across. And I'm wondering if Happy's going to take any chances here. Let's remind ourselves that no one's really been playing mid that much for Envious apart from Apex on occasion. So he's going to start pushing himself out. They really don't play in a standard form, and Chris J is in that position again. So he makes sure that no one's pushing up, no one's counter boosting, but they don't expect Kenny S pushed up at B. And now Happy's the one running the AWP. There's so much flexibility on this side as Mouse are starting to look for the option to get back into this. And that's one of them. Next, taking down Keo is going to open things up. He's been a linchpin here, but will they expect Apex?
Apex has made noise. Next most definitely going to be well and truly aware of it as he clip and clops his way through Checkers. But he is the rook on Checkers. Oh, what? Chess? What was that? Anyway, 3v4. Yes, we are going to be seeing Gompy stroll on through middle. He is going to be Nico this time. He's just been constantly an ever-present force to be reckoned with on A, and that's going to be enough for them to try and get that bomb down. Chris J, the one wielding the explosives. Apex through mid, pays a heavy price for that frag onto God B. Now just 20 points of health, but he's still kicking, and he's still breathing, as is his teammate Kenny, as the shot from Chris J does whistle past his ear. Nico, in the meantime, neutralizes mid, and now all onto Kenny. Makes it a 1v1. The bomb still not down in just 20 seconds for Nico. Pressure mounting.
Will Kenny expect him to be here so early? I think he does. He's waiting for it. Nico is just around that corner, but they just cross each other's paths. The nade comes out, the tag comes in. Nico gets it! Perch, just absolutely pixel perfect. 3 kills that round, all imperative. The first was massive. That opened it up for him. The second, he was expecting the rotate through mid from Apex, which was smart. Apex was noted to be in those checkers, so, okay, his options were to come through CT, which, you know, Kenny was probably going to be in anyway. So where's the next place going to come from? Mid. Hits it up, watches the rotate, and that final kill.
Yeah, I can't help but feel time was on Kenny's side there.
It
he had
was.
15 seconds. Potentially, I mean, going through his head was if the bomb goes down, I'm at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure that that cross wasn't possible, but in turn, it did put him vulnerable to the, the precise aim of Nico. A couple of taps of the AK, and we do find ourselves a very, very important round picked up by Mousebot, stopping the Envy train before it does get to the unstoppable station. 9 frags for NBK already, as he's been running rampant, and still, as I highlighted before, no frags for 2 members of Mousebots. Unnecessary so far, it seems, as Nico's been doing a lot of the hard work in that one round they have acquired. You can see this kind of standoff here while we do wait for this overtime. You can see, so look, 20 seconds now.
Overtime?
Excuse me. When we go back into,
like, what?
You know, I mean,
skip ahead of it.
But yeah, so you can see both of them like kind of standing off. 15 seconds. Kenny did not want to let him get the bomb down. Instead, he challenged out, and one quick bullet into his head ended that.
See, this is when you always ask those questions, like, should Kenny have just played more passively, like held the angle, waited for the plant, then go in for it? But then can he, retake? Is he the one making the aggressive choices? Hindsight is 20/20. That's the thing that we get here. We get X-ray on. We get to see how the round goes. So of course it's easy, in Twitch chat and such, just watch and be like, why did he do that?
Yeah, but if Nico does cross and get the bomb down,
and then he's holding the angle,
and then Kenny loses anyway, we go, why didn't he stop him from crossing? And blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's hindsight is 20/20.
Where is our 5th though? Who are we awaiting?
Apex. No. MBK, Kenny S. Happy.
He's not going to be happy that he's not in the server.
Stop it. It was bad enough with the chess comment.
No, because I thought I had it perfect, then I was like, actually, you don't have a rook on Checkers. It's a chess board, but it's like, yeah, Checkers, you don't. You say king me. I could have,
you could.
There was a king me thing there. I could have done king me. That would have been good.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Oh, well, I tried.
I tried. Next time. There's always a next time.
What I'll do is I'll wait for the majority of the
give it time.
Forget about it.
It'll take like a day, let's be honest.
And then once that kind of once that dies down, I'll be able to try it again.
Nice.
Okay.
We're really pleased with that one. Nice.
what else is nice is 10,000
Nice.
just into that 6th round for NBK. He's going to be rolling in the Benjamins.
He's been playing really well as well, like score-wise, if the observer was, you know, there. Graham?
Look how you
Hey!
can see that beautiful DreamHack kludge as well.
It looks
The
really
badge
nice,
by the name.
actually.
It's very
It
pretty.
does look really cool.
In comparison,
Can we
you
can
see
we
them all.
observe it on the other side? Can you go over to them so you can see it next
See
to
it by
their
their
name?
name.
Yeah, go watch like MBK.
There it is.
Look at that. It's
like a
quite
little
nice.
globe. Yeah, it's
yeah,
nice.
I want. Oh yeah, because the trophy's like a
You can
globe on a.
inspect it, and it's got everyone's
Yeah,
names on it.
it's
It's very
nice.
cool.
It's
Yeah,
very nice.
It's kind of a new take on it.
Wait, maybe I've got it on my screen. Hold on.
I'm having a look as well.
Yeah, I want to check it out. I was like, ooh. Sorry, guys. We are waiting for the pause, but you know, shiny things need to be looked at. So, I don't have the bloody in-game thing. I've disabled it.
Yeah, you did. But
Rip
we are still
me.
waiting for that 5th member. Happy is taking a quick vacation.
Did
Oh,
you
Dad, I didn't mean to do that dank
That's
meme.
awful.
I'm in a holiday.
Put your dank memes away.
Oh, God damn it.
Don't
Do
get
you
me
know what I could
started on
do?
dank memes.
Is I could say he was on vacation, and when he was on vacation, he stumbled
to
across
Cali.
a family show.
Oh.
You know, like just to get all of like the sweet
See, the best part is, right, the best thing is about... The best thing about all of these casters that are in the family show kind of, you know, professionalism, you see us outside of work. Very different images. Very, very different. It is a beautiful irony, but still, we are waiting for this one to get back underway, and there's some lovely camera work there. Can we go, like, you guys are like great. I think, Alex, you do this as well.
What's that?
Do you free camera on the map and try not hit the sides?
Who doesn't do that game?
Like, should we all have a race? Like, if we...
Well, hang on.
Graham,
Whoa,
that's
that is awful. Oh, good God. Okay, can we see if you can do it
Okay.
again? Right, Graham, this is your turn. Come on.
This is your chance, Graham.
Go, Graham. Let's go.
All right. My sense is not optimal on this PC though. That
Oh,
I can sugar plum.
What button is it for
Scroll
free
wheel.
cam? It's not on this one.
Spacebar.
Whoever's controls these are.
I think it's Semler's. He was sat there.
Semler controls. Semler, what's your knife button, Semler?
There, you got it. You were there.
Oh, I had it?
You-
What did I press?
I
I just
don't
punched the
know.
keyboard. Oh, I've done it.
Just headbutt it. No, that.
Oh.
No, you're on third person.
Third part. None of these are free cam.
Oh. Yes. All right. Okay.
All
So you're
right,
by
I'm ready.
T-spawn. Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
To get to T-spawn, we're gonna have a race.
This is me. Okay.
Is this you?
Yeah. So I'm on it. So I'm
Okay.
using Semler's
This is
controls.
why we should have like split
I'm
screens so you
using
can see
Semler's
both
controls.
of us.
Okay. So
All right.
what's our route? What's our
So we're
rush
gonna
route?
go out through A. So we're going through A main.
Oh God, I'm
truck,
playing right-handed.
connector.
Can I put my mouse on my left
Oh no!
side?
Don't be like this.
Dude, if this is getting
Can
serious.
we just show him on camera for a second
What?
with what he does? Can we just come back to us for one real quick second? Can we just appreciate?
Yeah, I'm
He
left-handed,
plays-
dude.
Like, it's weird.
Right.
Just cross your arms
Okay.
over or something. Okay, it's time to go back in game. So Alex is now ready because he's completely destroyed
Right, I
a
have to
normal
play
person's
WASD
controls.
though. Right, here I am.
Oh, diddums. Okay, so we're gonna. The route is. Let me just explain it to you.
Okay.
We're gonna go out.
I'm warming
spawn.
up. Hang on.
We're gonna go through A main.
Should I do a demo
No.
route? Do you want, okay.
Let me explain it to you. So through A main.
Yeah.
Out past truck,
Yeah.
through connector,
Yeah.
back through mid,
Yeah.
straight towards back T-spawn.
Oh,
So we
okay.
kind of B. We're ignoring
Okay.
B for
All right,
now.
Here we go. Ladies and
No
gentlemen.
walls. No walls. Go, go, go.
Okay, no walls. No walls.
Good luck,
No
good
walls.
luck.
No walls.
Oh my
Oh, this is
God.
gonna be a tough one. Oh, I fucked it up. Excuse me. I messed it up. Is what I did.
Get back to spawn.
No, I just want to just
okay,
get a feel for it. Okay,
Oh,
I
you're
think I need
not
to take
going
those,
mouse, are you?
I need
You're
to take
very
those
much-
stairs slow. Oh, I pressed. Oh no, I have to work out what it is again. Oh, it's right down
was
there.
that?
It's like comma. Okay. Sorry, I'm in
let's not
casual
flop it
mode. This is the problem. Shall I have another go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's
I'd
the
say
I'm
you.
going to approach the stairs slowly. I'm going to take the stairs nice and... Oh, nice. This is better.
Oh,
this is better. I'm
I-
feeling fresh. Feeling fresh.
Feeling fresh. Feeling D1.
Okay. Down we go.
Oh,
Taking
you're
the
on the
floor.
floor.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
That was beautiful.
That was
That
actually
was
quite
beautiful.
good.
That was
Thank
really
you.
nice.
Right,
Well
can we
done.
have a look at Lauren's screen now?
Oh, I
while
don't know
we
if
wait?
that's a good idea. I don't know if you can.
Oh,
actually.
God.
We
I
can
don't know
try.
if we can, yeah.
Oh, we can. Hello.
Oh, my heart was beating. That
All
was
right,
pretty
so
tough.
so where did you were
I
assigned
was
like around
around
here?
there,
See,
yeah.
I don't know if I can do the stairs. The stairs seem
The
quite
stairs are
difficult.
tough. Second
Should I
time
try
was
like
the charm.
a usage of more mouse, or you were
Honestly,
very
it was
much
keyboard. It was
You were
keyboard,
very
yeah,
keyboard.
for the
All right,
stairs.
let's do a little.
Oh, you're taking it a
chill
bit
run.
slower. Oh, okay.
Oh,
That was a corner. That was a corner.
That was a corner. I hit the corner. I know. I'm sorry.
A reminder, by the way, guys, we are not entirely unprofessional. This is just a lack of happy. We're just going to be hanging out. I mean,
A lack of happiness.
I feel like
I'm
you'd
going
rather
again.
watch
I'm
us
training.
try our
I'm
camera
training.
race than.
Oh, this is not bad. This is a
this
good
is
one. Yeah,
looking
I'm
nice.
going for like the floaty approach.
corner-
You know, like a
Not too
Fraps
shabby.
movie. Oh my
No,
God.
that was you hit the top.
No,
I'm
I
calling
didn't.
that.
No. I want
wasn't as
slow-mo
quick as mine.
replay. Production, slow-mo replay, please.
You hit the
I'd
top,
like
dude. You hit the
adjudicators, please.
No, I'm telling
The
you,
last
you hit
moment.
the top.
I'm not sure on that. I went for a duck.
I'm
duck.
pretty sure the top of the camera went through like the little
Duck.
metal bit.
That was a really bad duck impression. Oh,
What happened to
that
you?
wasn't great. I don't know. See?
Oh,
go
that
back.
was-
A little bit further. A little
You
bit
hit
further.
the top.
I don't know if I did, dude.
Look.
Dude, I was under.
Oh, okay.
What up now?
Okay, my
Yes.
turn. I'm gonna
Let's
create
go.
a route.
Okay, hit me with. Thank you very much, production.
Thank you for that. But I don't know why this isn't an esport.
I think we made a new game.
Camera esports. Okay.
Okay, your turn, Alex.
So the route I'm thinking.
What are you going to go for?
okay.
Like, surprise me. Give me some spice.
I might just go and see where my mind takes me.
Oh, you're going
Yeah?
free? You're
I'm
going free?
Okay, hang on.
Wow, this is literally free cam.
Okay, here
wow.
we go. It's like free running, but free camp. So I'm
Okay,
going through here.
nice.
Going to guide my way through here.
I thought you were going to go
Turn
up, but I
around.
thought you were going to go for the upper play.
I'm going to go for a sharp
Oh
turn.
my god, that was
Down.
nice.
Oh,
sugar.
Sugar, honey, iced tea. Okay.
Okay,
but the route. Okay. Do you want to do a tough one? Do you want to go like expert mode?
Oh no, I never did that in like PlayStation 1
So
games.
I'm thinking we go through B.
Yeah.
We
What about
guide
upper?
and then we go upper, down.
Oh my God,
up
no,
through
no.
truck, and then we do a bit of a kind of a tough one where we have to do the stairs on the way down.
Oh gosh.
And then you come back to T.
Gosh, that's quite difficult. Can you show me again?
God. Okay. This is my.
Oh
run
wait, they're
then.
starting to buy back up as well. I think Apex just bought.
Still no sign.
Okay, well, crack on.
Okay.
Sorry.
So this is the route. If you guys at home can do it better, I have absolutely no doubt you can. Let us know.
Send us videos of
What
it. Like
videos of it?
I'd really like some like Linkin Park. Do you know like in really bad like frag movies?
Oh,
Hold on.
wait,
So you
what?
might want to go back to the Observer because it seems as though they might be getting underway.
I
But
think
you know,
I could do the observer. Look at this.
you're better than Graham to
cam.
be fair. Oh, look at the artsy angle.
I'm gonna do an
They're,
arty
like
shot
setting,
from
you're
like,
setting the shot.
from the barbed wire.
Oh, is that
'Cause
like
they're-
representing the terrorist side of
Oh, look at that.
confined feel? Oh, were we playing 4?
All
right, guys, we might be
I'm seeing
underway. Let's get back
auto
into
sniper.
this.
What's going on here?
I want to find out what's going on. You keep tabs on
All right,
this
well,
round.
I'm going to cast as if it's live because it looks like it might be. Kenny has already got the frag. NBK going for the Dak as well. Unusual to see that the B push has kind of been stopped in its tracks as now I can see Keo in the meantime take down Nico. Now, just 3 members remain on this T side. Looks like this disadvantage that Envy were once operating on has been completely cut down, if not more, and we are going to be seeing the 3 members of Mouse just kind of hold hands and sing campfire songs behind Boost as they are trying to wait this one out. 60
So-
seconds left and still no progress. What's
Apparently
happening?
we are live.
We're playing 5v4?
From what, I haven't seen confirmation that it's not live. I'm not seeing anything else. So I'm going to assume, as you did, that this is live.
All right.
And Envy, work is certainly cut out now. NBK cracking out the big guns, quite literally, as Mouse Sports have got 3 players here, but they should be able to work out an advantage unless MBK starts running havoc. That's not a bad little start
Chill.
here. I'm going to flash up and over, buy him some time as they do encroach through Highway. He does have support, but Apex gets swept aside, but NBK with the lockdown. They only need 4 when he can pick up 3. Ta-da.
I'm still not sold. Are we going live?
We are live.
We are. I mean, okay, yeah. Okay, sure.
I'm
So
going
5-1.
with it.
Envy are playing with 4. Nothing makes sense anymore. This is, of course, the
God,
final
you're
game.
rhyming a lot today.
Yeah. Unintentional rhyming.
Oh.
But either way, we are still going to be seeing what could potentially be another NBK spray down with this one. I say spray down, a kind of tap down. We're going to be seeing a lot of Mouse charging towards him, and it's just coming in. 2. Looks like a 3rd, but next a little too quick with the Deagle, and looks like it's going to be down to Apex to finish the job. And it looks like he's going to be having problems as well. Nico finds his head, and so all of a sudden, it was going to be a 3v2, but made 2v2 by Kenny's connection. Next had an opportunity there, but looks like it's going to be finished off by the M4, and the bodies start to pile up next with 3 in the round. And what was a 5v4, admittedly, but you buy heavily favored Envy, and it is going to be going the way of Mouse Sports.
Okay. So yeah, this is a strange one. I don't like casting this because obviously, it's
Neither do I.
no. So do apologize. We do apologize, guys, but we can't do much about this. Hoping the issues do get resolved. Whatever's going on with Envy, and their final player happy. It's a bit of a problem when the in-game leader as well is kind of removed. It's in case it's bad enough being with 4. But yeah, 5-2 at the moment. If Envy can just kind of stem the bleeding, then fantastic. MBK is certainly trying the best he can at the moment. Deagle or Auto Sniper, it doesn't seem to matter. But it's Keo now, last man standing, and the bomb is over by A, so he's going to be struggling to do any sort of impact. Certainly with that USPS, even though it is the Phantom Lord Baguette.
Well, interest is fleeting as Envy do get ripped apart by mousesports. Of course, having an additional member does help them out. And so we're just going to go ahead and keep watching this one then, as we are, of course, missing Happy, and it's going to be a bit of a slaughter from here on out, I think. And the only kind of question marks surrounding this one, guys, I know we already highlighted it once, if not twice. There is very little at stake now in terms of this game for Envy. They have secured their spot in the top 4. The only kind of potential defining factor of this one would be their seeding. An extra 3 points could potentially give them a better seed coming into this one, assuming that is how it goes. And what's happening here? Nico, nice NBK in his corner. There's no better place for him to be laid to rest.
Oh, like their hopes and dreams.
And this is a very deagly game. It's going to be Kenny takes Nico before Mouse get the better of them. And I am struggling to...
Now the struggle bus is outside. It'll take us home soon. But 5-4, the only real impact this game would have is how the teams would then be seeded. Or not necessarily seeded, but I think the final positions on the 1st to 4th. So yeah. I believe... I may be wrong, so this is a belief. I believe TSM is 1st, fnatic is 2nd, and this is for 3rd and 4th. So it depends, you know, on this game, of course, how it kind of pans out. So I may be wrong. Don't have my word as gospel. I think I'm correct in that aspect. But let's get back into the game here, as Kenius does have the angle. They've read the side well. Kiyoshima has had enough of this racket, but Nico breaks in, and now it's retake time for, sadly, the 2 remaining players of Envy.
Yeah, kind of spelling trouble for Apex there. He made so much noise breaking that vent. Every eye was on him. And became in the meantime rotating round through CT. He is going to have an option, but that option is quickly eliminated as Apex now down, and he's got 3 men to find. The bomb's going to be going down very shortly, and he has a decision to make, and I think that decision will be quite clear. I say that, he is sticking around. Chris J, the first man to challenge him now. In fact, looks like Chris J is going to have no problems. 2 bullets to the belly, 1 to the head, and another round the way of mousesports. You wouldn't believe it, but they're finding more rounds when they're against 4 players. Who would have thunk it? 4 deagles then for Envy. And I'm going to go ahead and let's have a little look at how much they can do with two pieces of Kevlar and 4 deags. Let's go.
Can we only watch Envy, please?
Yeah, let's put some love into the Envy boys. They're going for a 2-2 split. This is the standard 5v4 strat.
Yeah, I often pull this off.
In 5v4.
When someone rage quits from matchmaking, this is how I play. I'm just a little more AFK and spawn at the start. Yeah. Kio's done well. That wouldn't have encouraged me though if this was matchmaking, but it's not. So they are giving a good crack. MBK going to be forced in to the face of Nico. And they just bulldozer and bully their way forward. There's nothing to be
No, if this was matchmaking right now, Kenny S is going, noob team, noob team.
How did you die?
Noob team, I called A.
I always have to retake.
Kiyoshima's the strong silent type. You know that player in matchmaking that doesn't talk but keeps on fragging?
Oh, I always like the ones who get no useful kills though. Like it just gets 3 exit frags, but the bomb's going to go anyway.
And they sit at the top of the scoreboard like, oh my god, noob team.
And at the end, ... how are you global?
Oh, that's a good one.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel that's...
We can just talk about different archetypes of matchmaking represented in this professional game of Counterstrike.
Yeah, that's true.
See this Kenny S guy, is that noob that always buys the AWP. You're like, oh, good God. You know, you need to stop, dude. Give it to NBK. He's obviously better than you.
Yeah,
you know?
come on. Like, you're just not hitting those shots. So, well, you know, the problem is, guys, obviously there is value to this game overall, but, you know, I think you all at home know what it's like to be... you have to watch this, so we have to cast this, and it's not the perfect situation. Envy are actually trying as much as they can to, you know, salvage something out of this, but Nex is just, you know, pushing forward, bullying them around, but MBK again has none of it. He is fighting tooth and nail for this. He finally falls to Dennis, but he's made this possible. A round at this point would be massive. And let's see what they can do with it. Kio's been gifted over the mantle. Said pick up where I left off as Kenny will find Chris J. And it's all on Dennis and he will fall. Envy digging in deep, and it's off the back of MBK, who is not going down without a fight.
Yeah, gorgeous 3K there from the natural born killer. 18 frags for him already in this one. He's definitely been living up to that name. And Mouse kind of... It feels like they're still investing a whole lot into A. If I was up against 4 players on the CT side that you know that they're kind of actively sending 2 to A, 2 to B, I'd be hitting B. I mean, you've got 5v2, just you know you have the numbers. Instead, mousesports are kind of playing as if they would, expecting, you know, I don't know, like a mid presence. Like Dennis is constantly like fast flashing middle. Nothing from Envy though. They are just going for that 2-2 split. Nico put onto Kenny, and this is what I was asking for. The bomb should be going towards B now. Apex rotating off fade towards mid. That nade is going to be just popping on past him. And BK onto Cobby. That's actually a big pickup. That enables them to have some flexibility on their retake.
And the bomb's yet to go down, so they're going to get time to kind of go for this a little. The problem is the Nex isn't far away, but his position now noted. The bomb planted. They've got to know these two players, where roughly they are by this point. Chrisjay's watching the lower side. MBK just piles in, and Apex on the switch gets caught down. Chrisjay closes down the deal.
All right. So 6-7 then in this into this one. I have to apologise if I don't sound as excited as I may normally.
It's a shame that this is the last game
Yeah,
of the ESL
the
ESEA
last
Pro
game
League.
of the Pro League.
At least the online phase, of course.
Of the online stages, thank you. It's going to be, yeah, a bit of a kind of a quiet end, but of course it is not the end, as Lauren has stated. We're going to get to see the best of EU and the best of North America battling it out. Pro League finals. Apex and MBK are finding shots though. It looks like just Deagles and Scouts is all they need. MBK again. He's having no problem keeping this A site safe. Nico is again the man to shut him down. Definitely his nemesis as Chrisjay misses a bit of a sitter. Second one not too far from the back of Keo, and it is going to be a 2v2, but it's Deagles v Orps, and Nico is just dispatching after one after another. Tech9 to finish that one off, and not a bad start by any stretch of the imagination. MBK and Apex both finding frags, but not going to be enough, and so the game continues. Well, at least they're bringing out the 3-AWP setup here for mousesports. Maybe looking at... Should we keep this, like, is there any way we can try and keep this interesting?
No.
Like, we could go for, like how quickly can you cast, Lauren? Do you want to try and, like...
Oh, that just sounds like my old casting, to be fair.
Can we do it? Can you try to turn up the pace?
What should we go for? Should we just, like, start as quickly as possible?
You have to, like, do this. So okay, 1 minute 30 on the clock. Can you cast fast for 1 minute 30 on whatever that's happening?
Let's find out. All right, so already Apex is going to be starting to lurk around by that squeaky door, but the option's already becoming open from Kenny S finding Nex there, but when is Apex going to move? He's looking for Nico. He's spotted out of the corner. He gets the spray down. He finds Nico, and now mousesports only have 3 players remaining, and look where they're going. They're already onto that B side. Chrisjay making that bomb trail over there. Yeah, I lost it. Like, I'm so
that was like 30 seconds.
That was like 30 seconds. Go on, give me some horse racing. Go. Right now. 3, 2, 1.
6 seconds on the clock. Apex and Keo, do you still stand for Rambi? You're going to have to see what they can do. Chrisjay's going to be the one getting the bomb down. Now we're going to see Keo. He is looking towards Checkers. Dennis in the meantime gets the frag onto Apex. Now just Keo. He has to try and 3 frags. Not looking like that's for certain. Now with the bomb down, 35 seconds and counting. He's got to try something flash. He's going to go down. Dennis gets the frag, and that's going to be the end of the round. 6-9 score.
You just nailed that. Wow. Are you good? Are you good?
Oh, I'm out of breath.
I'm just making sure you're okay, because, like,
Damn.
I wish that they just got to the camera, so you were, like, intensely rapping.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't breathe.
The screen.
I did not breathe.
It was just like the intense rap.
There you go.
Wow.
So what? Our producer just said we have to do accents.
I
can't do any. Can you do
I'm
accents?
rubbish at it. I remember Red Eye used to do, like, accents for the knife round. I was like, I sound like a slightly mardy Londoner, but, you know, I don't think that really counts.
I think all of my accents would probably border on, like, some sort of offensive
almost
line.
racist, like, you know, offensive kind of thing. It's just like
you have to be, like, a degree of good at an accent before it doesn't become, like, racist.
And I'm not that.
No. I can do, like, scouse, but I can't do scouse.
No, you could, but try not swearing
Exactly,
as well.
try not swearing, it's true.
It doesn't work.
You know, the only phrase I used to say in scouse, because my cousins are from Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
Is
I've seen his rap video.
Can I have a, what is it?
Oh, God, I'm scared that you're
Can I
going
have some chicken and a can of Coke?
Oh, that's quite
Chicken
good.
and a can of chicken. And a can of Coke. There's a lot of, like, European people's going, like, what on earth is that?
Yeah.
That is actually how some people in England attempt to speak. And
yeah, they try. But,
of course, I'm allowed to say that. I have Liverpool family. I'm allowed. Anyway.
I'm from London. We judge everyone, and no one likes us. So, every do at least get the bomb down on A for now. mousesports are on the retake. They do have 3 players alive. I'm still talking a little too quickly.
You're kind of still on
Kenny S and Keo picking up the kills thus far, leaving just Chrisjay alive. Kit to hand, though. Going to be making his cross in. Envy not going down without making a little bit of a statement here. Keo's going to pick it up, and that's the first round on the board for the T side. My pacing is really messed up now.
I've thrown a spanner in the works.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh.
You can try and do like a really slow cast, like just to cut, you know, to kind of counterbalance it.
I think people might like that. They're just listening to me talking in rounds.
What can you just go for, like, you know? 2 Kevlar CT.
It just sounds like a slam poetry session with you again.
Oh, I remember that.
Flash mid.
4 Ts. No. Whole team. B. 2
CT's
CT.
wait.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, that was my hand
You
off.
jumped in, you jumped in. No, carry on, please.
Mac
You take
10,
this.
die. Chris J, die. Smoke.
I'm done.
Good.
Smoke good.
Bomb.
Nice.
Plant. Now, hold.
Stop.
2 kill.
Stop.
There you go, that's minimalist casting.
No, that was quite good. I
Thank
think
you.
there's something there for that.
Yeah,
It's, you
I think
know.
there's a niche I could
I
fill.
think there is, yeah.
Like Alex Machine Richardson, the minimalist caster. And like when I'm hosting, I just go, hello, game, Counterstrike, start. And then we go into game.
That'd be hot. I'm down with that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I thought we
Do
had
you think they
happy.
had 5?
Yeah,
No,
I got excited.
still
No.
4. But let's do take stock of this. For now, Envy are making it hurt. They are actually doing relatively well thus far because I guess with 4 players, no matter what you're doing, you can still just stack out a site. So you just play together, bam, 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 off the back of it you go. But we're going to see the same thing back done to them by Mouseboards with 4 players. However, of course, weaponry is certainly on the side of Envy until then. Nico is doing the work. It's Dennis as well chiming in with 1. And Envy fighting tooth and nail. And there's Kenny coming up with the goods. That is 3 back-to-back, leaving it in a 1v1.
Just a 5-7 for Gobby, but he does have the health advantage. 3 frags already for Kenny. This would be his 4th, and actually it's looking quite likely, but no, Gobby takes those 40 points of health away quite swiftly from Highway with that 5-7. All too easy for him, and another one for Mouseboards. It's kind of crazy how close this game is, because primarily off the back of what Envy managed to do, both after the start of that pistol, but also...
Of course, Matt does a replay of Kenny S.
Our producer's in love with Kenny.
It's disgusting. He actually got jealous that someone else in the office got a picture with Kenny S.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure in Dubai he was more common. Like he was hanging out by the swimming pool when Kenny was in his trunks.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
It was a bit weird. Yeah, you gotta watch out.
We had to kind of report him and put him on a special list. But anyway, back into the game. Envious once again trying to focus on one site, trying to just minimize the fact that they are with only 4 players. But you got to give them credit. They're not just giving up. They are fighting with everything they can here to try and stay in a position to make this count, to make something out of a bad situation here. And Godby whiffs a couple of shots, but he does close down towards Apex, leaving it in this 2v2. The bomb not in the ideal spot, and I think they just caught a glimpse then of, I think that's Nex there, just hopping up and down by the by Highway side. I'm being faked out. Keo looking around for something. There's nothing to be found just yet. The CT side are just playing the time.
By no means it's going to be an easy task for this T-side. They have got plenty of time to work with, though, and that's going to be their advantage. In the meantime, Kenny does make use of that extra health, and he's going to find a second as well. Chris J, the AWP, not really favourable in that exchange. How you doing? Just going to cut to us for a second, just because we fancied it.
Hi. So apparently we abused Matt, so he's a little sad.
Oh, because we shouted at the producer, so he's...
Oh, Matt. Like, normally we just think you make these mistakes because you're incompetent.
Watch him just put, like, random lower thirds and graphics in now. He's just going to go, like, crazy stuff.
We just thought it was your incompetence, Matt, but I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Right, let's go back in game.
CS now.
There we go. Nicely done. Awesome. Well done, Matt. Thank you, Matt.
We're coming back in a second. You better watch
out. Yeah, exactly. Like midway
Producer
through.
revenge.
When we're doing, like, the awkward, like, just looking absolutely disgusting casting. Yeah. We're seeing some ice skating, though, which is nice. The German market's to sign up soon. So we can see a little ice skating rink. Apex. We're going to find Dennis there and follow up towards Nico. Not
too shabby. Of course, he is just going up against the pistols. There is Kevlar present, though, for Mouseboards, so it's definitely something to note. Molly is going to ensure that there is a clear left-hand side coming out of a main, and now we're going to have to see... Trying to find 3 extra players. It's not looking likely.
No, and I believe your Rap God and the Minimalist Caster section has certainly gone down well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. People out there love it.
That's positive.
Yeah, I'm proud. Finally, people like, casters.
Hey, man, there was a list on Reddit of casters. I wasn't even on it.
That's the best.
There was like a 25 caster strong list. And
not featured.
I'm just not even there. I don't even exist, dude. I'm not real.
Oh, that's amazing. It's just I get worried when Matt is here and not producing things. I hope the game crashes.
That's not cool. No, that's not cool. Our producer's like zooming in on my face.
Oh,
he's going to do like a hideous... dude, that's not cool. It's like a weapon.
It really is. Don't worry, I'll probably get the webcams turned around soon.
I'm going to stand up. I'm going to get further away.
Why are you running away?
Because he's going to cut to like a really hideous shot of like
is this how you try and look attractive?
Nose. Anyway,
your mustache looks great. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, God, I forgot. I'm furry. I forgot. By the way, I saw a couple of people mentioning like my attempt at a mustache. It is for charity. I'm not just.
It is Movember.
Yeah, it is Movember. I'm going to be doing like a big kind of charity stream where I attempt to stay awake for 24 hours with my mustache present.
Yeah, it's hard to be around you for even an hour with your mustache present, but still, we are in this game. And Chris J has just been trashed by Kenny, as MBK will find next as well. It's just down about God B. And Envy, you look so nervous.
He's going to cut to me at any point. I don't trust this producer. I said one joke about Kenny S.
And speaking of Kenny S, he is one of the last two players standing. Kiyoshima with him at this point. Bomb yet to go down. Planting that safely for main. Kenny's going to backtrack towards that one. Nice little combination of smoke then to make it a little harder for God B to go forward. And Kenny's eyes are trained on this, as is Matt's whenever we say his name. And there we go. Kenny will take him down. And Envy picking up the lead here.
All right then, so Envy do have...
You just look so scared, you're literally pacing.
No, this is just because I need to go to the bathroom. But either way, we are going to be seeing Envy somehow have a lead. Ladies and gentlemen, a 5 versus 4. Envy is the major winners over at DreamHack Cluj. Going ahead and trying to prove their worth against 5 members of mouze. I don't know how seriously mouze can take this. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But either way, Envious are making an impressive impact into this round.
They really are, and the fact is that mouze's economy has been pretty much trashed, and Envy going, well, screw it, right? We're just going to play towards one side, and now Apex is doing kind of his normal job here. He's finding his role, and it's all kind of falling into place, but you feel it's always one round away, one kill away from falling apart. And Nico already getting off to a good start here. Just one kill makes such a big difference by this point. But the bomb was edging over towards B, but no one's really there right now for the T side apart from MBK. Kio's not too far off, but God B can hear this.
Yeah, that's going to be giving him all the intel he needs. He's going to be like 3 horses are on their way towards Red Container, of course. That's another...
I really wanted to make a Sex in the City joke about Sarah Jessica Parker, but that's mean.
Sex in the City, and I've never seen that.
Really?
Nah.
Huh.
It's not something that captured my attention. Either way, talking of things that don't capture my attention, back to the game. You see Kenny take down God B. Nico quickly puts him back in his place, though. It's going to be a 2v2, and time 40 seconds. MBK's like, right, sweet. That's an easy one. That's an open B. And he's going to go ahead and get that bomb down. You would assume with a nice plant for himself. In fact, I think he's going to plant right in that corner for checkers, and it's going to come down to Keo just to keep it safe. He does so, and now Keo, all he has to do is find a nice safe spot in checkers, or even just keep that angle and take down next.
Yeah, they're in a great spot now. Really well read, knowing that God B was the player on that B side for quite some time. That's a little dangerous, though. It is still Nico alive. He's got 3 kills so far. Great flash comes out from MBK, though. Keeps him further back. Buys time on that bomb, and MBK swings out, gets the kill. And this man, he's so done with this. Like, just press tab if you can, Observer, because you want to see what he's doing at the moment. He is stepping up like a madman. He's almost on 30 kills here. Now, bear in mind, the rest of the team is replicating that as well. They're all finding some form, so screw this. You know, we want to get that position. We want to be in 3rd. We don't be in 4th. Let's see what we can achieve here. And they're doing it. They stayed alive. They staved off the Wolves on that CT side. Now on the T side, they can start taking the lead. They can make the fights. They can play as 4. And you're seeing that time and time again. The problem being now, mouze wants to have a bit of money, and they've invested it. 2 AWPs coming out to play, and they're trying to lock down mid, trying to kind of sort this out. And it's going to be Nico to try and stop them.
All right, then. Nico, smoke's going to completely obscure his vision. A flash does one better, but that has caught out Envy as well. They are going to be stopped in their tracks. I say that just for a second. Apex through Squeaky finds Nico. Dennis trying to do something, but it's not going to be enough. And in the meantime, it's just Dan Nex who's made an impact into this assault. Of course, 1 frag nets them a bit of an advantage in terms of numbers, but just for a second before NBK takes down Nex. Now just 2 members of mouze remain. Chris J's on the prowl with the AWP. I don't think anyone's going to be walking into his crosshair anytime soon. At least you wouldn't expect so. Does manage to catch NBK in the heels. Now 2v2, 1 main, 1 quad, and he knows it, and he's going to keep finding them. Keo goes down, and now it's all onto Kenny. 1v2, he does have an AK to his name, and the bomb's down. He just has to try and keep himself breathing, and he's going to have 1. Godby's walking in as well, and that's so damn good from Kenny. Picks up another frag after another frag with the AK. Double for him, and that's going to be the 13th for Envious, and it's 5v4, 3 rounds away from victory.
This is beautiful.
What?
I want Envy to do it now, you know what I mean? Just because they're playing at a disadvantage. They're playing without 1 player, and it's Happy of all people. You know what I mean? Like, out of everyone to lose out, I guess, you know,
who's calling the shots right now?
Yeah, exactly. Who's just taking over, going, all right, screw it, guys, let's go, because it's working right now. Now, they're playing basic, as said, but it pays off, and look at mousesports. They invested so heavily into that round. Now, they're onto kind of the Deagle scout buy-up, so not much to work with. Smokes in mid, aggression from Apex. Nico's gone and found MBK. That is not a good start here. Nico already starting to warm up with that Deagle, and it's a dangerous one at that. We all know that by now. As Godby may just be overwhelmed soon by Kenny. Needs to land this shot. He does eventually, just adjusting well, leaving it all in the hands of Kiyoshima. He needs to pick up the 4K here if he wants this. Bear in mind, Nico did recover the rifle.
Great round from Nico.
It was a big round from Nico. He's the one who individually stopped that.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, when you get a double kill against Envy in this current form, it's suddenly a 5v2. Just
Exactly.
you have to remember that one. Bear that in mind. 2 kills with the Deagle basically brought that round home for Mouse Sports. And they're trying to keep Envy as honest as they can by picking up that one. I mean, it's been 5 consecutive rounds, if I'm not mistaken, from Envy there. 1 round so far in the half before that one, which basically meant that their money was reset. Mouse had a pretty dire time so far on this CT side. And let's see if they can change now, though. I see a P90. Next is going aggressive. He knows Envy have been rather absent in middle, and that spray is going to net him nothing now. 1 frag. That aggression, all it's going to do is make this a 4v4.
All right, so 2 orbs in play for Mouse again. They are going all or nothing into these rounds. And I guess for pride's sake, you better hope it starts paying off. We've got 1 player on B, 2 on A for Mouse Sports, but they have no information of who's where at the moment. Nico's been just about everywhere at this point. He's the one on A holding down main. He knows there's no one there. He's told Dennis, you know what, get out of here, get on highway, help out God B, because these guys, they've got a minute to do something. He's going to start hearing this soon. Apex already taking down Dennis, removing the reinforcements away from God B. Great flash, though, but can he follow up?
The answer to that question is going to be a resounding no. So he's just going to be trying to find ahead of God B. Finally, Apex is the one to shut that down, and Nico, 3 Frenchmen to find, just an AWP in his hands. He does have full nades. MBK's trying his best to deal with this one. Could be expecting the no-scope. Oh, Nico was expecting MBK to reposition. Instead, a crouch was all he needed. No AWP retrieval is going to be...
MBK's desperate to go. Why?
And instead, we are going to be seeing 14, though, for Envy. Big stuff from them. And Mouse, of course, it's hard. It's hard to play against 4 players. It's just because you're already sitting there like, if we win a round... You know, oh great, we beat 4 players, but if we lose a round, we lost to 4 players.
Yeah,
like
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, it's a really lose-lose for Mouse Sports at this point.
To be fair, the puggy style that Envy's bringing is pretty deadly when you've got so many heavy hitters in this. Like, that's the point. They're playing puggy and they're depending on their aimers to do well, but the stack on towards B has just thrown a spanner into the works, and it is smart. Denying that opening kill and making it so much more hard work.
Yeah, and their buy's interesting. Chris J, Nex, and got big struck of pistols. Even Julie's coming out from Nex, which I'm not complaining about, especially he's not as well as he finds Apex.
Let's go, MBK.
And now MBK, 1 versus 4. He finds a second as well, starting to line them up. And before my pulse gets a little too quick, Nico shuts him down, and that's going to be Mouse Sports' 12th.
Nico is like the ruiner of all hopes and dreams right now for Envy. They're like, come on guys, we can do it, even with just 4. And then Nico's like, no, you can't. Go away. No one else exactly. No one else is stepping up to the same caliber on his side. Bear in mind, Nico is one of those like kind of bastions of ridiculous skill. So he's probably like...
When's the next time we get a Nico, do you think? Like, when's the next generation that appears and starts fragging?
These Danish teams, man. I swear to God, I don't know what they feed them out there.
These youths. Fast peek from Nico. Could net him a kill if Apex chooses to challenge, but, I mean, just with a CZ, there's absolutely no hope, no prayer that he's going to be walking into this one. Instead, just holds the angle, and oh my God! I need to eat my words again. So we are going to be seeing NVC's control of the A site, and they've got the potential to get the bomb down here.
Oh, I don't know if I can believe this one. Dennis is going around the backside. He does get the shot down towards Keo. Now MBK in a 1v3. Bomb is planted. Not going to get a rifle though. Getting tagged out. Swings out. He gets down 1. Chris J falls. Looking for a second. He gets it. He's on for a 3rd. He got B. Last man alive. Tag comes out, and MBK, the man who didn't take no for an answer, he has been fighting since that CT side. He's brought his team through on the T side, and now they're on match point. You wanted to see what these guys can do. You've just seen it.
This could be a 40. This could be a 40
disgraceful. Bomb. MBK, you animal.
This is truly something different. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and dub it something you're not going to see every day. Mouse Sports, of course, as we said already, you win, you've lost, but if you lose, you lose as well. I mean, they're in a horrible situation, and we're going to be seeing MBK. He needs another 2 frags. Keo steals 1 away from him.
Oh, it's done.
Does dash that dream, assuming Envy win this one.
It's the hope and dream ruiner, but it is down to 3 for Mouse. Nico is doing what he can as well.
Nico and a Deagle. It's a dangerous combination. It's a recipe for disaster for your opponent, and found 2 already. If he finds a 3rd, that would be quite impressive. Kenny does shut that down, though, and he's going to continue to shut dreams down, as that's now going to come down to Gob B. 2 to find. Certainly not an easy task. He's going to be dancing with the devil there towards highway. The range does not favor his 5-7. That's for certain. This time doesn't really favor him too much better either. It's going to be him against Kenny. Kenny does find it, as do Envy. And 4 versus 5. Numbers, no problem, as the loss of Happy did nothing but make that victory a little sweeter for Envy.
NVK went beast mode. Nico tried to cage him.
He didn't get 40 though.
I know. Heartbreak.
Damn it.
Heartbreak.
Unless maybe he got a couple of team kills and he could have got 40. Maybe someone scrubbed through that, make it a 40 bomb. It would have been cool.
It would have been.
Okay, and so we need to kind of gather our thoughts as that one does come to a close. Lauren said it already. Not the idyllic end to our online final day.
Do you know what? If they'd lost, then it'd have been kind of
sour as well.
Yeah,
so yeah,
but
best of a bad situation.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. I think I'm kind of proud of them. Anyway, let's recap. Indeed, at the start of the day, it did kick off with Dignitas picking up a surprising victory over Virtus Pro, but following that, it started to fall a little more to trend.
Yeah, we saw fnatic pick up their victory up against Envy. A great game to watch on Inferno, getting to see what was quite literally a neck-and-neck game until fnatic dug their teeth into that T side. Yeah. 8 or so consecutive rounds on that T side, really starting to show Envy up a little bit by the end of that one. Dennis turning up as well, middle of the pack fragging, but looking like he already had some good consistency with his team. He was flashing them in, and it seemed like there was some comms there. Of course, we'd seen him fill in before. Good to see him, though, kind of nestling his way into that roster. Third game was Navi versus VP, and a similar story to that Dignitas game.
It certainly was. Virtus Pro just never seemed to get off the ground running. It was a little disappointing. We saw the triple up. We saw a lot of things coming out in that game. Most of them didn't work. We saw some weird no-scopes landing, but still, the end game was the real kind of cherry on the cake.
Yeah, so if you did just miss it, if you've just tuned in, you've really messed up. You missed a 4 versus 5, Envy down in, I think it was about the 3rd or 4th round. We lost Happy, if not sooner.
Yeah, it was pretty early on. It really wasn't, you know.
So we lost Happy for whatever reason, and Envy continued on it and after a small pause and basically managed to pick up the victory up against Mouse Sports. Read into that whatever you will. NBK claiming we never lose on Twitter already. Yeah. He's a very happy bunny, and that's going to be a real cracker, that's for certain. And of course, that now sets our sights on the offline stages. We've been badgering on about 4 from Europe, 4 from America. Lauren, why don't you highlight what we've got so far?
So I'm not sure if these are 100% accurate yet. I do believe they are actually looking at this one. So Team Solo Mid will be the team in first place. Fnatic a close second. Na'Vi and then Envy following up in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, you can see those two teams that really had a big jab at today, Titan and Dignitas, who did narrowly miss out. I say narrowly, that 42 looks a little out of reach for those guys now, but of course they did play about 2, if not 3 games over the course of these last 2 days in order to get that step closer. So with that one wrapped up, we have our 4 locked in European teams. You can see the teams that did miss out. That bottom spot, hang on a second, SK's win.
They beat Fnatic and saved their lives.
Oh my god, I was so engrossed in what we were casting, I missed that. So hang on a second.
Congratulations,
the 12th spot of the Pro League is automatically relegated,
I believe
if I'm not mistaken. And that we were writing SK out of this one saying, okay, that's SK gone, but Penta have fallen into that 12th spot, and we're going to be saying goodbye to Penta. Oh my lord, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it was 16-13, I believe, in overpass between SK and Fnatic, and SK actually did win that one out. And I believe they were playing with Modi as well as the stand-in. So yeah, Modi, Magisk, Cadian, Percy, and Asilian.
Yeah, it's a ragtag crew.
A ragtag crew who turned up and beat Fnatic and saved themselves. So
wow.
Congratulations to SK. We didn't get to see them playing, obviously, but you know, great job, guys.
I mean, yeah, they've been on death's door. There were, at some point, I'm pretty sure they were like 0-11.
Yeah, they had a really tough run at the start.
Yeah, but I mean, their roster has been up and down, topsy-turvy. Anyone that starts showing promise on their roster is just stolen away from them. So they've been having a bit of a bumpy one. But that does conclude our online stages. This is going to be the last time for a while that you see us guys at this desk. Of course, the finals will be brought to you from America, as we said already. And we have the dates for you as well. Yeah,
I believe it's the 10th to the 13th. So do tune in then. That's in December, of course. So,
yeah,
looking forward to that one.
That's going to be awesome. We're going to, of course, have to yet to determine the top 4 from the American side of things. And those stuff, that is still going to be going on. So do be sure to tune into that stuff over at twitch.tv/ESEA when that is underway. Of course, you'll be able to find that on their Twitter as well. A final reminder, I think, and a goodbye. Lauren, any closing thoughts?
I hope you guys enjoyed our new esport of flying around maps.
Yeah,
he is now a rap god. Anything else? Your minimalist casting is something we can look into if you guys appreciate it.
Yeah. Should I do a minimalist sign-off?
I'd really appreciate that. But before we do, make sure you give this guy some support. He's obviously still relatively new to CSGO and this
not on the caster list on
exactly,
Reddit.
He's not on the caster list. So do give him some love down below on that side of Twitter. And, you know, yeah, do that.
Do that.
It's pretty cool.
Cheers. Thanks for your closing thought. I really approved of those closing thoughts. So that's going to be wrapping up our show. It's been a fantastic one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in across the entire season. It has been a fantastic opportunity. We've had our ups and our downs, both at the desk, but also in game. We've seen some fantastic stuff, and seeing the top 4 now confirmed from Europe. One last recap. We have your TSM, fnatic, Envy, and Na'Vi all securing that spot. That is your top 4, folks. It's been a fantastic adventure and a real pleasure to bring it to you now. Now we have to say goodbye from the European side of things for a bit, and we'll be back with you in December for the offline stages. We'll see you then.